The car no abandon. Brand, the car no abandon.
Bread, you watching a kunyao. Inshiraka neat et yefunina. Ozioma ADAKABRI or ribo, baby.
The car no abandon.
Yes, or quite charasio, and a sure charo quine. Penny no wire, yabo quite but to a sure. Ozioma ADAKABRI FRIMPONG MANSO. Watching a kunya, baby.
Ya mama ho na ya mama tenase na ene ye dwada eye sanabosome ne da etoso aduasa afi empino aduonu ebaako na mame se abodonko apemu ama meet me ensampo ababeguso me manti dwumadie na yede eba mona soyi na yefri neat 100.9 FM so ene se dwumadie me manti yede ebremo adwumadie me amiti ho kyea me ye frɛ me ADAKABRI Mahmoud Osioma misinia ko karata watena se Harrison Ford adawroma ose oye amansan kyea me na osan eye staff sergeant Pabna Mavo watena se chese ne de utimi se address no eche kurei hey chese wa mia se dono Pabne
over
wa mia se dono
go tuba o me
hey kwabra na we de ne de chese wo watch dwe watch no kakra memhwa de
enie for sale fossil
we ya sem and a wedding ring mami I just say hey brate kwabna and I'm more so no wabubu ni say come on and I just I will share to you so
offer me the device
udi ko device papa na device da bend na wahunu so wa she we bi da
go tuba o me
any abodi say na bet be na abo ne
bet in the local ones
Waye. First, that's so emfama producers no. Ni nyina ne say esi panyini kwadwoda me ado ne na so. Holy Ghost fire, Pentecost fire. Na ono ne hwe no. Na me wa fa se majeri osai agiman. Ono so ebo ne chiridom. Na technical production no so de ya be ba panyini papa bi. Hey, Abna Frema Bankro. The only female member of the all-male dominated crew. The only female from the University of Ghana. Now, what say? Yabe, na no wa hini biti apaka mu na yabe no so osori agino to hwe yie na yamfia na nsi foma wa hini wa hwe wabuare. So, no akire no na ya hwe say on social media handles and somewhere was so nyina say your Facebook live on NEAT 100.9 FM. Say IG ni nyina ne say abrafrema bankro obehwe say YouTube on Despite Media ni nyina so obehwe say ebeko ede aman engineering group no so yamfa se da ma chuagbo an worker otiakwa ne najare nana boaje ada sankro man so de yesane mra ne say sempro na facilities group no so no big solo ena dada ena yaw Godfrey dodo no afre ne Ubrana DJ Bosco, DJ Mapuna, na face so no, Milson so dear Yasadam and say, Tete, na Yahoo baby a fufu Quacobo. And somewhere your day bano, now what to me, I was up here on 05060000909 05060000909 na yajebre na yatimi akinkan. Nan samano anything or say politics. Bloodshed in MPP, suhum between Obuafu Akwadwo Asante and MC Magredako. Ose Alanche Martin condemns the act. So we are asking any danger looming in the party. And Obusa say, na no yakwe ye ewo suhum. And it's ye twitwi asekan, and twitwi tonton. And it's ye bom ma na say ye be kan say Akwadwo Asante Buafo Member of Parliament na face so MC Magredako na we si musen ne se kwadwo kire matene so no o se MPP ma yenye bibia etesa nti ubusa se ahead of say next year kora na ye be hase akoyi polling station executives akoyi electoral area coordinators akoyi constituency executive abeyi regional executive abeyi national executives and now culminating in a presidential primary. Amomoyi nipa na na Danko Akufo-Addo nei woni ho ababa be flag bearer. Na we chese how ben and a bit me aba. A bambon so dear or say armed robberies in the country. Foreign journalists killed up north by robbers. NDCJM condemns the act. Any implication for the country? Or say no, akwamukafuo armed robbers are yet to say na yakokoto to a tuokura ema nipa bi to pick up journalists bi a won free Ghana ha kra so ka ho ene approsifo kra so atu anamon atimi akwakire sankrofo no na akwan approsifo no efa so no. Is it any different? Say IGP dampare anamoni a wo tuo say obe ready Kintampo to Tamale ekwan so Tamale to Boga kwan so wodi free wanchi ede bole ede sola ede ekwa wa kwan so wodi free baabi ani ede ekwa sahwe kwan so ta namon ye a IGP dampare watu no ebeba be wie yesen ni nyina ne say Sakasalia or a member of the national communications team of the MPP or better and it's George Nash also a member of the national communications team or the NDC also better na yetimi adwendwene ho abra frema kwabne mame fankra bi nyawo na akokoma Ghana Armed Forces of mpanimfo asojafo mpanimfo se unse soja de yebuo mo pa na sojafo nye no ma basa na recent time yenim se wafa asifo ya FF wom ko soja mu no adie na aba wo mu ani subani a wo mu ya udwene ho a baabia no a wonti ase se sojafo timi tenase na omutimi etu saa anamo no eni nti sojafo mpanimfo ya mon kasa nkire asojafo nkuma no na kwabena omumo brapa na atare soja no nyina yenta wo body
we did this ye train professional soldiers no ana de yasese wo magu
I train professional soldiers kwabena
train professional soldiers
enra anadwo beye 7:30 p.m. kwabena boss wa watu free nkran ekwa ekuta nipa 34 etim na kwabena se wonim Accra Kumasi Road oduru enyiresi na enyiresi hospital ho omo de rams kura agu hospital nanimo na bend to bend ya no na chese hospital one a very sharp bend
yes
na asojafo kuta unregistered vehicles miensa private car miensa unregistered DVD de bon na wo mukuta sprinter baako na wo mukuta Ford baako na anadwo no so ne fa no yedimirika ba na boss no na etuaso miensa a wo mu nyina ekwa na makopolo baako AK20 1990-20 soja foyim enum ni nyina efo so esan boss no ho ewa band num na fe de trailer bi yiniti trailer yiniti akwabena boss driver na de oye ni se oginan na mo soja foyi mutimi ye dan ebe twa nanim akoye na ja trailer no so de wantwe kura ma wa miem na obesene ko ne baby na soja foyi yetimi akosim pampim won kokko anadwunu atimi akosto boss no akosto boss no ka kire driver say won simra driver de ani die ma uniform no na driver ni sibaya soja foyi si be bro driver ni na mo commander no okuta wo mo no say yie na mko yo se ba bia mko ye no me de ani die ma no commander no stop soja foyi mi yansa say mo fam sanka driver no na ye twe driver ni begina boss nanim na kwabena jojo ni de ne obi atwe ne camera say ye twitwa bus ne driver ni photo say ye de ko am ye driver na di na ka phone amoka wo ye friend say bend mu hono no na obi si kokko ye overtaking no 34 passengers no entumu if you mo 34 passengers na
because of mo careless
driving eko say boss no ho
careless driving
na kwabena be na watwe mienu nie enye bi na si dwaso
yes
esi dwaso
na sanka boss no kura nyina aka modi kwasia atikuleta
kamodi kwasia ade na man kwatwara atikuleta no
yes
ono dia mukwagie ne kwan no man kwa kwatware no na de wogina ma mukoye no na waka say ade ntina wansi fom and to one see from Tina Mukojano. Now, why the car say overtaken, our bending, no risking the life of the 34 passengers.
Over sent to Kura Nameka say.
Muku soja uniform.
I don't know me be sasa omuya soja for papa. Na me free BA eba any day ya. The same announce na unregistered. And na a soja for gum. Na senti a me cars womunya soja for papa ne say. And also the same careless driving. And you do baby no. Na omagina and woma take to drive a be ntan. Na me say woma sumuno. Na omo pini omo sese asomade mienu sa asomade
asojafo
yes na ba ko se etebi no a bagas fo ne tuntum bi se na wasaniti aha and wode womo camouflage bi no ebi egu no kon enti me se womo din no na me se no Ghana Armed Forces omo ekuta integrity ne respect no enye womo a aya sankofo no ayesoa wo mugum tire ni wo mu 2 weeks wo mu a
omo na disa adwuma no
yes ofa minim sa Ghana Armed Forces o ko international kura ye wodi o mu ti wo mu hu ni o mu bu wo mu hu na sankofo no a
na ebegu wo mani masesa
aya nkofo no ayesoa wo mugum wo mu tire ni 2 weeks no wo mu a
edi kwabra me sanka ba ko nkire wo na the same asoja fokuta unregistered Toyota Corolla mienu eno so busumi nie GT 3749 na no so so kwadwo disen driver ne ye vena noche na emo ni tise kwadwo disen di kwadwo disen na driver for the frero eno so traffic asi ewo ekuro so konongo ena driver yi etuto mu driver etuto mu na omu kokoduro adade ntema asoja foi ebe cross amude sa Corolla mienu no ebe cross o bus no ene se driver de ogina ye onima tsam kura asie eno so yesi bie eno so obie baaye na makọ bus num akọtwe driver na si form abu driver no funfram prosini na yiri eti bus num prosini ne yiri na de complain baaye say company mun take your friend say this issue up na the way soldier for na be pro driver no okwa mu ana pedo mu tie ne kakra assisted driver ekoduru dwoso ekobo dwoso prosifo amane a enkofo say ye til pampim ewo dwoso wono mu ape ana wo mu duru dwoso go ho ana mo say ye U10 ekopa chen krom ana mo dwane ye so mo ye soldier for papa kamu me kan kire prosifo no ani kwanta mo ye dem aye no
Ghana Armed Forces it's not true Ghana Armed Forces asoja foi mesti offer aya sankofo no ayefa wo mu gum etire no wo mu 2 weeks di wo mu di atutura asem no wo mu a yes wo mu a na wonim sa asoja fo no ankasa no ade ne yi wo mu abufu enso because of politics inti want to mean kasa
asoja panyine be se me details no na adwode ne yie
yeah
enyiresi
wafa sa asoja fo no kura ko so wo mu we
enyiresi government hospital ewo atiwa west na government hospital ho no would when each the kumasikwan so a right after the hospital gates na no there's a bend a sharp bend until around about 7:30 p.m. Makopolo bus AK 1990-20 and na okwa amongst 3 others are omunyina enam na bendi mu hono no ano na ono do hunu say car private miensa ni nyina ye unregistered and na sprinter baako eno dey registered and na Ford so baako no so ye registered omo miensa omo nan enum ni nyina no etoa so san no ho na omo toa so san no do maintain ni route sa na yei na wo mo bandi asimu anu mu hunu se trailer bi so aso ano a wo ba the trailer na aso ano ba no na bus no egina ye ewo ni lane no mu ma sa 5 vehicles ni nyina no etwam koye no mu twam koye no bus no kokoduru nkokwa na asojafo akosi pampim ewo nkokwa ho no fram ase ma bus no duru ho a ya bie pono na yi driver na si form na nka miensa ene to yensa ye bebo no na chese panyini no shout to command ene chese o some omo no ene omo jaye na emu ye de driver ni gina boss nanim etwitwa ne pictures driver no so twini boss so twa omo so guard picture wanya allowed so ndo betimi atwa omo pictures bo omo do betimi atwa ne pictures enti no me catch the driver say twa kuma to yam ompanifo so asi twa kuma to yam na emu photos no baby omo de be ko bi omo so omo ya soldier for papa omo fan koma soja fo mpanifo omo fan koma soja fo mpanifo no omo nja soja fo mpanifo no de ye ntia Omko akosto bas no e from ase no mo nkyira de kro mo ye ewo enyinesi government hospital bend mo.
Yeah. Ofa me da bia me ka se anajo ewie o enumere o medina mama Ghana Armed Forces because me say omo yankofo bi omo ye discipline and Ghana Police Service omo ye discipline aya sankofo yi a yetutu omo asemu na soja ni a wasaso made
what be
that soja ni a wahu nipa na wabu nkotoje ni wosutu civilians. It's not true. Ghana Armed Forces, professional soldiers. Debbie. Omo nyasa. Enti na wafa. Me debi ya meka. Na meka ya kekafuna kekama dampai. Pampeni. Ene na bedi etire. Sansam we nyina ye niama. Mpanimfo ni bi wo hono a. Omo bonyo so. Ene guma ni mu ase. Eguma ni mu ase pa. Yeah, sasa mo set up na mo se.
Empenifo no behwe.
Anya.
No ma befrafra mo no ye adwan nipa ho.
Anya of anya.
Wada Roma, ade na de wo hono no no. Ye wa rehye say leadership of the Ghana Armed Forces be take into consideration. Na soldier for mo ko hye uniform a mom ko ya de a good such a respectable presence institution to say Ghana Armed Forces no. Ye free it no omo ye nipa omo di omo nipa.
Yes.
Me be ye presence abeno heya 1-star general and what ne 4x4 not 4x4 no soldier 4x4 and oba nguni nyina no odidi traffic him na say 1-star general the way or conduct 1-star general opunu ho say sari ni ebo car no mu so still the driver no make sure say odi traffic nim e wa be no electricity one just about 30 minutes ago na 1-star general kwa bu no ho na mo
sadia ya politics ninti ena ama minim se sojafo no ankasa wo yaudie wo mu but aya no wo mu mpese ombekasa ya ofa ayi de ya keka ya mu baako ai me kai se da no ma me futuo bi se ye wo mo bi ana se ya yemfa ya de ntu ye baabi na yemfa nkoye ayi politics because ye hu se se wukun ho ema politics bebra ofa de otade anyade ebi ya wutume fosa won say ye wonipa bi a o ma sacrifice ya ma party na no bubo obi so basa nkofo ni nyina brabo aye basa onyam faso bi a ofa na wotimu enkomo kakra koso but metena asia na metene wasem no ho na metene MPP amanyoko no ankasa wo di breaking the 8 no ade ba no already no ankasa yesi ye di ewu a yenkum mani na mu ankasa yese enipa mienu Canada moa na ba akuya oka ho na se omu mienu nyina asom omu bre asom na ye mpesi ye renew obi contract ya anko ofa why pa na sesi ye renew no contract Canada moa ne ba akon why na sesi ye renew no contract se papa yi oye wo de memfa se oye mampeni adamfo no ntonten oye obi a enipa mienu a MPP party no mu wo mu do party ne se wo mu kra a midi mani ehu aya Canada moa na Kate Jamfu a omu ya nkofo bi a omu do party ne chai omu ankase omu ho enti sa wo ya bibi kura na etia party no pe no omu afra o se jai sa nkofo mi eni ni nipa amenwu onum a party no omu modam Canada moa a sacrifice abwa se ebra wakom atete a wafam anyina because of party inti party and what the cranny peduana about for the Adiama. Party supporters, greater Accra organizers, secretary, when we are afraid training bentaye, will be our sorry, Canada Moan Womoko. Already no ankasa, and Nipa Bebre were Yaudie, our party supporters, party financiers, and Penifo Bebre were Yaudie Womutrese, a bayiba paway, a Nipa Kakrebi. Nipa kakra binti entene nko baby ya na center baby kakra na kakra nso a wotua mu a party party no mo home so a omo kwa no wono nso ofa mu tu no mu tu mu nso na gu na mo de asa wahyem mampani Dr. Mamadou Bawumia sa breaking the 8 no mu yi Canada mu afi wo pe na tese mu asase mu breaking the 8 no na mo cancer no because offer say
abla na GBKBK fo ya de be yesa
offer
won so nyina so no omo yare tete America ni tete London
offer nti sa pa say party supporter bi be sore organizer bi be sore secretary bi be sore say on mre on no memu ani da bi wanya bi enti sa breaking the 8 no amoka no Dati, tisa mu ankasa, TBKB
fuo no.
Tisa mu ankasa, eno ma sori akọ break 8 no. Esansa mu,
omo ni ahoden so.
Mutumu nsunu tugu, na ma sesa asa awase. Enipa a sacrifice ya ma party no, and wo mu nyina nowhere to be found.
GBKB.
Ana akwaye wo mu a, ye ba campaign kura wo so yare, wonum na duro, wo tu kwan, okwa ha, party kura free abem ko opposition pe, obeka so nya politics bio. Safo no, na mudi wo matamu hu asia. Ena wo ma sacrifice ya ma party no, matu wo magu. Enipa wo ma sacrifice. Enipa wo ma sacrifice. Mampani na nado, Dr. Mamadou Bawumia, chief of staff, na me akose fremo so opare.
Esiri na so.
Enkofo wo yawudie wo mumu.
Kam wo monte.
Ofa me no kura na meka no. Sami wo mu kwa me nkobi. Empanimfo me se. Enkofo wo yawudie wo mumu. Mu breaking the 8 no. Ebeye difficult. Say why na sorry akwaya campaign.
A conference wo mo call ye 100 cities na the executives. A conference executive. And you 50 cities share a yinsa a yifonsem a polling station executive. Na a constituency chairman any constituency secretary etimi the 600,000 cities akoye for account ma yan kan treasurer and omoya conference na treasurer no so reading the report treasurer reading the report no and na chairman no to money chairman to money on person grofo tie the treasurer na kan abedi DC so hey etimi akoyi 600,000 ya mo treasurer na mane na we tu adu ma 2020 no ma call for me just nipa de bebran first kan anya adwuma no
na we no wo mudi be break the 2024
na chairman ne secretary to me go 600,000 di omuko yidi o na treasurer nim ho hwe na wo MC so no afi no so ndi dia begina nche na me so sika me de ba na da mo antwro sika na treasurer so wo de Brian na ka me hunu ya nka matwro ya me hunu ya na matwro no
wada na ube yi Canada mu afiri ho na wa stand amisadai ade na tena ho wa bra na party ni be ne betumi akọ amisadai nten party ni be ne betumi atu na mo akọ no ho ofa omu nyina wo bia ni wanu mo betumi akọ ne nten omu du nsini ba akopa wo mu sia no so aye Canada mo ano na mu betu na firi wo no ofa wakopa no mako
immediate release biaba the momentum boas na men kinka me kan one sentence brofo no ade abetwe ama me wate ana na yase me hia efa so hu de no so eti ni nyina ko wie se Canada moa odidi a wo ma eye party full soldiers ebidi eti wo ma ebo ne ho chenku kika ne ho nsem no wo mu nyina ye nyai tie
ene ka kire wo mu se obi ya pesi yi obi mamu free wa Ghana Revenue Authority woni me san kofu agina court awu mu promotion no a ya fa ma wo mu no ni nyina ye ye wati woyi ana wan say SSS 6 months bia wo munya promotion ya tena promotion no so yes go 2 years
ya fa ma wo
enti wo mu da so agina court and san kofu ni nyina no wo fi say wo bab ye baba to aba na wo kokatire mu so mommoa ne ye nwini ye wi a ye be promote mu 2 years wo mu da so te wo offer sa brede sacrifice pa mu di be break it 8 years no ebeye ten pa
mayenko suhum
offer yenko
na o say attack on MPP communicators in Suhum o say for immediate release the attention of the Eastern Regional grassroots communicators of the New Patriotic Party MPP has been drawn to a false reportage and misrepresentations by some media outlets ostensibly peddling falsehood, which we deem as distasteful and wish to set the records straight.
Yo, the offer can now what I say. MPP amanyo kuonkra bata grassroots form for no and wamu de sakrate ye pie wosuhum. Na wamu trese and send me akosu social media and in some tremuni the bokra temuni ya dia bia. You wamu ya panti wamu pesu wamu fasa kwenye sunu wamu tineno.
Eastern Regional Grassroots Communicators of the MPP.
Eastern Regional Grassroots Communicators of MPP.
As a first and foremost, we, the Eastern Regional Grassroots Communicators of the MPP, attended the funeral of our colleague, Opari's father, and requested that we join the entourage of the MP, Honorable Obuafo Kodwo-Asante, in extending pleasantries to the bereaved family, since we are all cherished members of the MPP.
Na sankofo ya ka womu hu asem ya womu de krata ye pie. Womu tira so womu koja womu nua baako ya woye MPP amanyoko ne ba mapa. Ewo suhum ho. Na bra eyi ne kwaso no. Ena mra sebedani a wogina ma adese e wo suhum ne baaye. Enti no womu pese womu ka no ho se womu nyina ya party ma baako idie.
After informing the PA of the MP Suhum constituency of our decision, we were clearly informed that the MP does not recognize any of us as members. Hence, we cannot join his entourage in exchanging pleasantries to our dear brother.
Na ebra ya katre MP ni PA ni personal assistant say ya pesi ya tane emrasebetani no ni anyina ya kwatia no de ya wakatire wo mu ne se wo mu nimu samu ya hwa mu samu ya hwa no mu enya ade a MP no recognize wo no mu se wo mu yekuo bi a wo mu tane no kwakwatia ye ye no nti eye wo mu ntumi ni wo mu enkonkwatia wo mu ntina wo mu baabi.
At that material moment, we were left with no option than to ask for permission to leave the funeral grounds for other equally important engagements.
Sabre no na yeni option bia se waso wone ya nkode a ene ye befiri honom na yakwa akodi etumadi efoforo.
Our spokesperson was therefore asked to seek permission for us to leave the funeral grounds.
Nia okasama ye no ye se wobesere kwan na yefire ye na se akọ.
Upon seeking permission, our spokesperson expressed our deepest displeasure and dismay by the position of the Suhum MP and his team to disrespect hard-working grassroots communicators of our dear party in that denigrating manner.
Na bra wokosere kwan na wode tu wonum wanim se ayi emrasebetani no ene ne dom ekwan a wo mu de wo mu afa so ene nsam a wo mu aka kire mu no ayi wo mu ya pa na no wo mu ndindi da se emrasebetani no betiriti wonum sa.
In the process of reiterating our displeasure, disappointment, and resentment on the position of the MP, our spokesperson was forcibly attacked by a mob of supporters of the MP who manhandled him in an uncharitable manner.
Na bra yakasama afo no guso a wo kire ne yawdie eyawo a wo mudi awrawo a wo mudi ne abobo a wo mudi no enna emrasebetani ne dom eba to share wo mu kasama afo no se adenti na wogina bedemu a o kan nsemi a etise ye na wotase ejojo ni atete a wo mu de no faaso no na nya asam ketua.
Suhum grassroots Eastern Regional Grassroots Communicators of the MPP and a woman kasei. And these despicable individuals who turn their attention to innocent leading members of the Eastern Regional Grassroots Communicators team of the MPP in an attempt to rescue our spokesperson from harm.
Na ebra sa ni pebe ataki wo mu kasama afo a na wo mu tete nu jojo nu a wo mu nyaaya anko mu bebro no no ana wo mu ye se no ye nipa no wo mu bu ne nti yankwati ni mfiri wo nu mu nsem.
In the process, the driver of the MP grabbed a machete from the vehicle of the MP and slashed the forehead of our colleague Bernard Kwesi Amwani, who was immediately rushed to hospital for medical attention.
na enumwa ana emrasebedeni ne drobeni wakote sekan brantai free ne kai mu baaye eni obaaye wo mu kasamafo ya wofabo ni din wofo de sen
enye kasamafo
de wo kasama wo num no
ono de odai na emo de brantai ekotwa ne tirimu gane ye Bernard Kwasi Amoani
ana emrasebedeni drobe ade sika beja Bernard Kwasi Amoani tirim da mumyenu
ga. Or see, we, the Eastern Regional Grassroots Communicators team of the MPP, wish to state categorically and emphatically, without any equivocation, that we are disappointed in the actions of the MP for.
Na we dear, ya toss and sunny abonemerane, ya pasia cassis udia say, a dear mrasebedanini ye yan na pan for ye no, and ya the papa cries as a woman condemn as quickly as possible.
Into one, a DD not showing leadership throughout the process of the attack on our colleagues.
Papa no, wana akeni sunsun pedi, ewa brand womu attack womuniano.
2, not being able to calm tempers down, knowing very well that we all work towards his victory in 2020 and continue to work for the MPP party.
Sabra no aya bu nipa ni bi etabi no sekano. Na watewa adre waye tin tete aya no de si ya pu wonum wa branso a enkunimdie yi munyina na wo mu kabo mu apre nkunimdie de maawo.
Number 3, not being able to even visit our colleagues and those of us who were severely assaulted in full glare of his presence by his own team members.
Asemi ni adanse anke etabi de ya adanse sankanyu anabro de pa anka nipa ye prepra wo mu agu ayaresabe yi enko akọ honom kura akọ akọhwe wo mu akobisa so wo mu wote senso fitiw wontu ne na akura nsi wo.
4, masterminding the attack on us and innocent members of our dear party.
The course ye nyina wono an wotachire.
We therefore use this opportunity to inform the party hierarchy and the general public of our decision to indefinitely suspend our communication on matters involving the MP in both traditional and print media until formal apology from the MP.
Ya pasi ya fasa akwanye iso. Ni akatira party mpenimfo efiri asoro de kwasi form say communicators ya wo epemantem watitiru ni suhum. Emra sebedani no womuni ni asem womuni na tonkwanta pa ni bibia wo ye bia no ono ankasa anka ho asem. Ediba kwa kwasi sa wode tawpa ebeba no de obia ne ni asem.
The general public is also advised to treat the MP Honorable Kwadwo Asante and his team as intolerance.
Ya pasi ya katira wa manfo nyina se papa ni ye obi a oni ahweseso na kuma ha no pa na kuma da ne hwena no bibi kakra na ne buafu enti muhunu a mungu se obi a oni akuma na kuma ha no.
We strongly caution all individuals to be careful in their dealings with him, the MP, and his team, since they have the tendency to assault without the least provocation.
Ya pasi ya katira musi wobi ancha ne huye wa mrasebedeni no ho. Esansa sadia na kuma ebe ne huna no. Wa ancha na okaka bibia the same thing wombetu agu so.
In the meantime, the general public must take note that the matter has been referred to the BNI, CID, and other security institutions who are investigating the act in order to bring the culprits to book.
Na sabre ya report to asem no. BNI ene mpenimfo amata nyina guso a wo mo ye asem no ho adwuma.
Oye. Signed Sami Buachi.
Sami Buachi.
So say Sami Buachi sa Samankese no wo. E na Amoani so Samankese no wo. Nti
ofa no wo mu number wo ho.
Omu nyina number so Sami Buachi number nie Amoani. Omu de in fact list of Eastern Region serial callers nyina Obama ne number ka ho, Ben ne number ka ho, Fadwin Pasie ne number nie, Big Deal ne number ho, Aso ne number ho, Nana B ne number ho, Cash ne number ho, Host Nation ne number ho, Opari ne number ho, Prince Taxi Driver ne number ho, Paparazzi ne number ho, No Food ne number ho, Nick ne number ho.
Bemze nipa 21.
And
woman Sasha
Nick and Ajimine and Sao Vice Assemblyman Amuani, Joe Pasasa, also a shame, Kwaku the boy, and so shame, Yahuza, Chatoma, Yahuza, cried such as a why NDC ni, and Ofie, and main crimpna, one crimpna as a wada, which is what yada, one crimpna, and one a crimpna, and Tiquabna. Ranaminka a year, what history ka crancho. A fence to whom honomono, and can who history ka crancho. Hey, as it was saying. I want to say, I do baby or no more. Na obi o wa, who crack a canoa, not wabu. So, na MP no, dinqualasem.
A year at the artist
Of what folk or just hunting. Oh, dinqualasem. And Qualasema, what do you say? Who say a year to whom? Oparian son, a strong.
Yeah, one na Oparian son, never for general secretary. And offer what only say, Oparian Sakura, you need to say about for general secretary. Emrasebe da fo bebre akon entire kwakatre ne say wo mo support no enti onyene no ho na wonko en ogus ya watu say
it is ano MPs no dodo no awa asante
ya
en omdo support ama eye watu say
oh we are offer wo say ahokeka wo de ba won say we very me wo bia we disciplined here offer we unya
watu say no so MP say wa sante support no akofa nsem bebre aba me akofa me wo fa just nkodu ya say kodu ya enkase wono so ba be general secretary na just wo mfa divide MPs no wa sante emfa divide nipa no wa sante na just opare ansa numbers no wa sante umfri se betimi ebu afa so no na enkofom na opare ansa no eye owura protozoa eye asiedu be queen very disciplined gentleman
yeah
na watna ayawa so west ache na suhum susu ena ofre ena wasom eye maade nyina miami nua basta akoso efrema wasom akoso efrema ache ti protozua no the fact say ote ayawa so ase no oto aba ewo suhum ena na no yo mo bekọ primaries no eye protozua ene mpanimfu ni nyina kwa bankuro mu se yama opare ansa enko one term ansana protozoa aba enti sadia ne ya protozoa no out of respect wanko say yema opare ansa nko ne fa na term ansa na daachi bi no no protozoa unity the protozoa do free sum constituency nye ne
wafa say yesi ya ne ya so tutu fom constituency wono kura kira support no anya ndaba o yesi was starting ya te nyame ya nadomo a onya akonya no ene wo ye se obekai no constituency enti se obi na wo mu pon wo mu hu adwuma mu a se wo mu nya so hu ase a no wo de ko se hairdresser fo a no wo de ko
ti enam edo a wo dodo sisa koso efrema ewo ayawa so west no ene wo nigre se champion o gre omo just a free match ache enti ama enkrofo associate protozia more with ayawaso west not knowing so no to abada da wo suhum
da bi say one wo free suhum no wo free
enti wono kwatiase ama operian san ko fa na term no enna che se ebuafo akwadwa asante de osi brane no en wo beat operian san ewo primaries enti da bia na edasuhum say ye twen ama operiansa akọ na protozoa ba na boafo akosi akire akoyensi akire edu ohunu pena ne yama hye no mame ne women organizer Hana Asante ntwetwe nkoma kakra ante ya na memo ha sis na anopa ho te say awie ho te say
na me adom hore
waye na MP na Eastern Regional Communicators Grassroots wo mo ayede benia o matwini suntonto se ifri nekro o mon kanasem both national ene suhum hon mu biem gise wodi dwato aba na wo so naja wo na afrefre dom ema no mu ewo eye suhum ede na abebua afa eye sa grassroots communicators him o mo krata o matwiro di abai
me na wa ha ya wa tie for
o maje so
me start to see that the other side is free no
you
the other side is free na
said the obesi actually mu says see the asem da one say regional grassroots communicators at the abase the sisu humu no adwojo no why MPP MP for suhum
na almost better than why
almost say almost ba say enke ye beka no ho na woni wo mu nyina achi abom na eye ni pie mantesi da bi oma MP no emma kwan emomo ne nchi amom na eno de omkokra so akwa a ya bedwojo wo makoto ahye so akwaje mic abo wo mo
Adam no kwede wo ka wo nche I didn't know for more come prepare. Your final you said chairman, not chairman, the slow bit really. I didn't know something. I didn't know Mr. South can't send me say, yes, can I accept proposal never? Almost a proposal to about what you mean. Almost a proposal of buying dresses. Almost a proposal of buying for. Last time, yeah, what would be crass, and I'm more proposal to me. And we need dear women.
Antiana, Antiana, a protozo and a barben and a more ben a protozo at two. You bet me actually dear body see nano meminidanum.
So meminidanum was you know, I am not over the meditation. And to meminidanum, like I said, now but you know, quite piano, not also ever would be. Casta. About a boy in Panaqua or young it's almost a proposal fee set. Yeah, they are so 1 month of starting 5 years. And to quite to that. And you know, baby, I dare wait and see by a power. Whoa, I thought you saw that poor. I call your name to Papa and Jack a yes.
It means show, sir, yet they are so to form one. Now, no meminida. Protozoa anamu sifo eba ye na se kane Antiana wada Roma tie yeso ye de asonto fo muti asem so utie ne kosi bibi anya ode wo mu a akwanya wo ho ye be mu akire mu protozoa achi sifo edi kan ba ye na se ebo nsompo ansana achirei protozo ano ankasa so ebeba ansana MP so ebeba ho enunti this fact no aye independently verified say protozo agrofo no kwakobo nso ansana protozo oba yie nase na ono ba na chirei ansana MP so ebaye mientie de wo kafa aye protozo anamona wo free say otu a enyefe
papa who say you're quite you know you're buying. You're the two of the my secretary. And important so say, I can be a year. And so I'm inventing your church here, what here, and some of your fun. Tema, your boy in the back one, really, or quite night, and announce the show, no, or back a million, a job, what your 12 would be a good cheer, fine. We are better answer. It's a better answer. So maybe say a class, maybe say a fanso, and a big girl, no. A cockroach might say, no, and not so. Nanka, you're in the person you've been a new cockroach. Also, speak only our baby, that's good communicators, only our baby. It's okay, and I'm actually quite my economically. I said, what I said, no, but now you're bed, yeah, no, I have some of the good and man said, maybe myself. I don't know where you are. I don't know where you are. There wasn't a bay out the book and people. It's a bit just up on a woman, so what can I say? It is a net. Of what let's say, no, my yes, she say, yeah, I don't know about your toy. I don't know, say, what your yes, she say, yeah. No, what for Trinity? I don't know for toy and one Trinity, maybe. That's how I also baby. Say a promise. The pattern quite to me a contest. Today a promise. It was a also baby. One man, we be another. Ya ye juma day, so vote to God to the buyer. 34,000. The beast was woman. It depends on who says, what I bump and me. Well, now the pastor we want who shut them one. Wow, the buy in HSS or staff. And all the buy. Yeah, true. Yes, you're true. The Kodam Amenasi. Yes, I did that. You will say. We were Friday with our Pino. One of whom I hear, and that would be the tray. A drusa. Sama son. Oh, now so a MPP. Oba ya no na ka obe lose seat na na ka and no problem. That wa be ni seat na na ye. E ta ka ni ha na ye we bi we so bi ni ni ngejima. But I surprise now. Omo anto aba ma no no. Omo prime time no omo san gada wo akọ di project omo ye fa je no. Me ye wo organizer from 92. The 92 FPP. A Juma Sumra wa na ye better. And ye 2016, who will end this for a year? But I'm not told you no way. One or two
Auntie Honey, dear woman say, whatever be I want, dear see now no memory dano. A dear panty, and I never say and cranty a bem.
And I saw about 55 years. Now, shut me up, and when I have granted Chama soon, Mamma used to be here. And I saw not yet, almost no better.
Auntie Honey, dear Yabusa say, what dear we a woman organizer? One are they a dom and num? They can't say you Musa chairman, you Musa secretary, just executive, money a year MP and a buy. Now money MP aba. Now will be a quadri Mike or say, I MP, ye sanke and in a bet chiabum, yet bid in a cheap, but while me in a cheap, into ye de place on record. Way, I someone a courier and second car.
Papa, not a trona or channel, not a coma because a trona or channel, not the movement, and that not empty. Look, we want men who want a cast eight. If you want by the end of your quabba, one may be how much potential makes it didn't two or no say. Empty from a Michael or master announcement, you know, a your
And ye can, I dare see ye would say, and now our boy for Grassante, or a district police commander, or Panicho, to whom Sawa Master Boko, and the war pa as a mancas MP Chow, Sawa Shanoniam, when Nimunkasani and Boko. On hindsight, no, come on, yes, I can be a ding.
I never went to the Obama shoe because the catch the thing you say. And Obama shoe and Prame. I mean, no case come and the Prame issue.
Me, I know Panuka, men who say, would near see, near farm. Now, then, about
what then this fair. It will be used to some man because say, the catch the time you say, you get that customer selling the Subona school.
Into ye can MP dear also ye tatica. Wouldn't can't say, whoa, my Auntie Hannah, wouldn't him the dynamics of a year politics, Ewusu, enti, and nay, ye be who say, MP driver Jamalo. But Timia Tumrika, Ako Kermo, Ako Fabrantine, Eddie Ababe Pie, any petrimu, the mumma to say, Ga, and na Nina Asono, MP and Namachira or Pacho. When you say, sir, a dear way, a damage MP standing.
Damaging, as I said, on a Juma. It is a damaging non yet people be one. And as financial fish or when the Juma or the Juma, normal form of party. Because party Nankasa, as a woman organizer, it is a no, and you may say, Brian, so no, I have found a washroom of Juma and Kodaka Mike, the YSR announcement and also. What to me, yet?
Indeed,
there you want to mean it. It's all my years. Stuff of 170. A quite of them that to swallow. A little time and this year. Or woman, said almost friend or with you. But for a business manner or one that you know that call near the party. I'm almost no more yet. Now, when the cats on the fair, almost year, and then a bed warm. No more yet. And more with the Biara. So those are the one I will be quiet. I was so young as I empty your heart. Now we want to be more. It would be the day or the action also almost the pega here. And then a bravo, I want to back and ever you miss me, Yawa, the Nipa. The catchers are the Yaba, and then yes, I have a quiet. We are questioning over yet. I'm going to change to our body. I'm not with 1,000 the bayan's eyes. Now, it's the son is not only who says my and Pinny one day. But there's someone saying to me to a mama, no can message this little man. So I am to do my daughter is a son is a one. Then on the potential any kind of things like I saw many my idea. On the other be that person, yeah. Yeah, more man. No, any put you. Now your man and your escort abbas and paso de amaya man. It's me have a Santana me one. And now me people be man. Me on Jimmy Friends in some. Or Bravo for just a joy Pia. But I didn't Jimmy Friends in some. And yet I said yes, so passion. Or my Jimmy check. Or my check. But don't like how I get I go catch up over the three. It's me an idea. Maybe it's our PC. And now, I said that I say, I call a kitchen the bomb machine. I then, so the chest, yeah, the normal of the dog, I'm okay, see, I'm assuming to be careful, across war. I will treat that demon of my children, I'm a grandma machine. Now, yet, the young people.
Auntie, we woman organizer, I was home. And now, can and some for will say, woman for warm party. Now, woman for my party say, I could da ketwa, I feel one wabo was someone in tinny and fa party, no, and now protose one so a body bintina, for party, no.
Now, protose I and I try, I will not go out to gay, I will not be in my hotel, and with 2 more things. SPA, yes, just a much success. Now, she's a son of a woman in front of class. That's what an ever. I didn't hear my ever. Opaniasa was I don't know why. Yes, she said that Opaniasa or kind of crap, I won't be son. The other she said that they do a much answer. Now, I am people be my today. Make brand me giant cassa. I wouldn't use to buy, I wouldn't send a coma. I wouldn't send a coma. And to men are the one. Yes, I don't wait in our best. Not many of your party are more no one yet. No one yet here with the one back of
na oba wuni akoma na akodi woman organizer
no akoma papa me free
anenye we kakra ya re say wo to na wo party a wo dom party na de wugina bonten kika
the party the petition and the command penny for them and that thing I can play free and ya when am ya briwo and ya me ya so sad we see because me pray our party the book our party it me na ya me ya. It's a young man, the Cassano. There's a mistake, and okay, Cassay. But those are named Wabba for I was who. Oh, I was I want not to know back. Oh, I was no more. Oh, I was no more.
A protozoa, I say to my queen, wouldn't so free soon.
What's it?
Wouldn't Santana, wouldn't say, I say to my queen protozoa, no, or free soon, wouldn't say.
Oh, free soon is here and house, Mamma.
Oh, sir.
No, a party no one to live here when the house, Mamma went.
And you know
about so about to a person so bad not to Nabano.
there's a wouldn't say protozoa or free soon.
Now, so maybe say village be a way and someone. Oh, no. That's me, what's our banner?
But the question is, but the question is, of free suhum wana unim.
Maybe I mean, the one was.
And as I was a village be a hormone honum free. That village, you know, I was suhum honum. But I need suhum constituency, Anna. Yes, our village, you know, I was suhum constituency. Now where the Adriana, we a woman organizer, operiansa, a sabi on some free a quiapem kurani kwuka kranka Brian Champon, on some free kwuka kranka Julius Debra, on some free a year achem or down quanta, any a year kwukranka Mago, Omunina, Ntise protozoano, o free suhum one more. I don't know when you to say, ofiri sumu ho na suhum no koko no na agya osabare ma kofia ya dawroma ama enkronkro ahodoafo ni nyina abaye yakura ase osuhum abedo koko na mpesa ogitum sa
papa me tira o say that sample which is my yo so me so me tin we tin mu ni bani nyina da bi obi afi it is about to just office woman you see me kwayo na mo no ye no ene me the boys me ye no so hu bia ye
na wa anti ye kan suhum de obi a odi woman organizer de wuni mo ho abakwasem opare ansa ne branch champon wo mo pre 51 no net sen ene ekwan ben na buafo akodwa asante ofa so a odi bt opare ansa wo primaries don't behave as if say said dia adenwanwa bi protozoa asefo bi ya adenwanwa bi ho
me tira wo so party me mrawo ni na mo no kwa so party me mrawo eti mrawo na wo mu en say eti eya so say obi bra na wanya MP awa man pe obi so be sen kokko a chen nyane so opare asa do nya 16 years onya 16 years ye na family asa ko de kan ye na yeso ye tie ye na ye no sa mo so mo to abama ni bia ma wa che mo so fano mo to aba mo de bia ma ye beto skirt and blouse so na how can nam fam eti the one way you may say opare asa nya 16 years asa na sa de we bi e baaye eti to be here so empty fresh one month pe no must start yes I dey we are eti asum de ba na mo person de parliament won obenya na ode ensu apempu to no de abesumu
anti Hanasante we are MPP women organizer so hum protozo ya wo ka se bosome pe aboafo akodwa asante bedi akonya na na chese February 2021 ya na wo ka ho asemi na protozo ene ne nkrofo sha asese yedi boafo akodwa asante ani tama akodwa asante epre eye campaign epre so hum seat no protozo obo aboafo akodwa asante
chief of staff na so mama ade bi ode bebe bi o chief of staff
dina ade ne de no de ba ye chief of staff so famra
moto no kan zekati na chapa
odi moto no sen ne ba ye
moto 10
na moto 10 no de ba ye na chese se chief was obi a wo se onko na ya wa so nkonko de obeye ono atimi age eye moto du every chief of staff wo ba ye so no wo na wo kan ne kurakura na wabedie se eye chief of staff na de soma ame a wakobusa ada MPs ni bi se chief of staff ma mu moto sen
me pa chewo se ode ba ye no se ofanye MPP adwuma me bo ofa ko MPP adwuma enu enta adwuma no afa so no de se table no a odidi won no
enti eye protozoa enei suhum MPP hu na odidi anasa ya waso MPP hu na odidi
odidi wa MPP mu because so me ye adwuma dey ko to abama party ni ba power because my adwuma dey ama party na ama power ka be o ti no nya ansana okay o ye na ya bom ti na MPP ni ye na adwuma na wo so ye wa adwuma na wo tam ne so a no ba twinti obi aka asa ma
adien na protozoa ya undermine MP no effort to say obedi ni MP
the sana maybe I want to say MPs ni ye ni ki ye MP one it is so back out
na aye be ma no obutu akira wo ka gu asoma ne da abonte wo ye be ma ben Antiana
yeah
be ma be ne butu akira da bubutu mpam no wo ka gu asoma na
oh there
ne we die wo ye hwan
oh I know bia
Antiana ada awia mu didi wie ye makope ba bia akohye na mo yesa
o say
we dey o ma me hu kra adwure me ada wo de be ma be mu hye he
oh yeah shabe bia
kese wo no wo ka gu aso chose na no be wano kete na no be wano na no go wasum ada wo kisu no kan sam kire o
me kasa pa obi po kaka sam sema no
ne we dia no pay say nese woni afam na fede be ma ba ho no ma wo kan gu asum kan gu anum ya na ese de afede wo minimu nyina ate
o se ma ye den
enti ni nyina me se be ma be na e ka gu asum ho na me se wo fefu anu yi
me da me ọgbọ nkomo ba me ma sorry cry
so free ni nche na wo fefu anu sa na ma me ho ye bibi enti ni nyina mu no wo se bo so me pe on sa asem no ada ho no no ade na mo me ehunu se ene serial callers e wo ta akwa yi a wo ye titiri wa ye dan ya no on be yi afiri wo ho enti ye de asotofo mo so hum ho a time a your friends say protozo and crop we beduru ye no omu ko yifiri wo mo ho ansa na protozo anu aso beduru ye no omu ko yifiri no ho na MP aba no mu be yifiri MP ho a ade na MP ni de mo mpese wo ma wo mu bibia yi abram so free other areas na abaye
osi protozo and crop for ne hefo ayom ko yifiri no ho
wo mu be bo anso ama
ko fo yi ne na eku anamo ba yo eti mi ni o kan mi ni o mo pa kire protozo de bia be ko bebi oni sa ko fo ya na eko eti o mo no akasa secretary so de na o mo wa o be ye from ka no ko na MP no ba ye ye ka si ye si no kwan so to be for mo ni o mo ye meeting ye wa ma o de mo I almost someone to me MP ni ye adwuma me ye executive so no ko aka enu ti o ja MP ni die so mo so mo ne ye adwuma nti o be ye ni MP 4 years bi ma asa na mo bibi na mo di tia na de mo amakoka na mo di asia no na dia so ja ba pro ni mu so wa di asia e ko ba se mo yi ye ye be sa dia e be so ya so ya okay so no bi adidi na juma so mi bibi anti no enti me ma wo kwa ma wo gu na ni ma ase aha
na nkrofo ba ye no se edin e wo ho nyina no e fa free other areas of the region and bebe boa eye opare enti ade na akwa amwani ye pira no yekura no so no wo mfiri esuhum ofire saman enti ade na munyi
ba ye researcher onu fi ne konya su e no ba ye ho obaye ten mi oba be fi aye bo me no wo ba be bo ana bo me ana wo be pata me be wo se wo ba be pata ana obaye de wo se wo ba be bo me.
But the question is say regional communicators etimi ba be boa opare a wono wo suhum a anya de wo se mo encourage na se mo wo so nsem an se manteka se MP nin recognize say ye wo regional communicators no eno na ye wo mo ya
ye me nyame ni asase no nokra ye ba ko pe mantikwa ka fa ye ni yisese amoka yanti mantikwa me ye ni defa go no kwa ye utama almost mate aka asase me ja me ye peni me 55 years we wana na no mi chatro e ma obi enya so faso it is a so wakasa ponti so yes be so wakasa obedem
anti chese MP no yenya ma mo nko na munidi no ho se mo mpeso bia so beta firi bibia wa MP no ho
opare ansa wo so no proposal no ba
eno ne ye de independent research ye kire se
aye wo so no proposal amase obebu obi o ye wo bi MP no kwa wo bi boa yo nko no faso boa na mo wo me yi wani enkoji enko ma ye so awo ko nya se fe wo pega here na ye so awo wuti so konya ye fe konya free baby me ya se na ye wo pega here ma abra na en ni fo ni na wo
a chese mokwa yi akoto proposal say ye so na konya ama mpega hene ye de na konya besiwa ma na tena so
o pare ansa no wo bi transfer the Japan no wo bi e pini su ti wo bi and I said, the course one because who to meet TV no wo. Oh, that's a fast na mo ba ka de ya se be jam with am omu. No mo nya na mo nya ni
there be me entie se adanse be na wo ho se protosia yesuna konwa pai no mpagya hene ene yedi besi ayi ase ma ye kwotena se na nunti eche se wo anda mpagya hene or undermine MP aden
me say na opare anabo opare asa wo ho na honorable Ransford wo ho na MP ati omo nche na chairman wo ho na would to me or train TV also wo ho
ene yebusa se ye enei protozoa asiedu bekwen obone hom osane hom rane se wo ye mpagya hene a Kwambe so ne no undermine MP no ability to perform as an MP.
So no one some yeka because yeka de yen share kura me family me
na pe se de ese bibi o ho na
aso me politics nti me family ho konga ayin die mu nti na me me tia me sia bri wati apem the track gagu me na so me yeyi.
In fact, I've been a real crowd. Why, mammy, real want. That's just what confirm say, Auntie Hannah. Say, I want so no. Was sepa now when cheaper for a brew, a year, a mentament, a tripon. So, no, Nave, yet then, I hope now person would deny, say, as a will be the one free to whom will be.
Me say, Potoza, me want to be not. I don't think the was last for the time. And no free one. Me who Potoza was won't be. I think many are watching the people the young and may have signed. Wow, I'm outside the come because the poor Potoza who may be because one of my boys now have my son. And my one and I'm not one who implemented this one. Only young. Only young. And to know that the young people too for so next year. The year you better say, Yanni. And now, most like a Sunday, but what I said, to be proper, I say, you didn't. That's the year in that bomb. Yeah, to Obama. Yes, to my baby. Yeah, you are maybe I'm saying the tobacco. Sunday, way you want to now, some soon. It's in a slow. Maybe may chance and pay down and the Panyama Yabako crack. We pay down and they didn't know that they afternoon. Maybe this just to hit my woman. If you look at the why?
You into when you name on Okonson chairman, one also so funny saying.
Or you'll be on pen one thing. In fact, I found the bias. I know. I said, no, I am I take I did my Obuafo. I take it, and I've been a girl also.
The consensus secretary swear.
On the kind of one fancy of BBR.
Why are they?
Oh, I fancy of your men. I'm a daily rap. I will be some the madam. That's the beginning of our year. I didn't wait. I saw on also can't be.
And the what?
I'm on my money for those and why fancy of BBR.
Hey, secretary power was says I know.
Now, I can be a bad trim. You can't watch the movie. What for types of boys? Some of my attack here, PDCA. And some has the police before no mobile and say, or say, I'm for Bayasa. When you're putting my power, make one in the call with the call me who be it. As the woman organizer from 92, I'm a deep party. We are not to know what the mini DB. It's in our bus was saying. Before the side before man the car with Yaka. The pioneer when you know one band get it all the man the car with your one to the fly. What do you know why your man conform about the capital again? One of the car from Costa out of the ball bra. Come on, I guess with them and you're a brother for the man. What you know, carry and then when your man will be on the cast of the man. And yes, I call yet. I see a whistle and say, to near maybe. And to near maybe. And also, that's somebody away to be obeyed.
Na assembly see, you know. Obuafo Kodwa Asante MP to whom wakwa share amwani no hospital.
Na one kobu ni ku. Okwa ye nyina be ko. Omo so aka kye yen say, omo me see and dra ni mpo no. Omo akofo guys be a friend Five Johnson boys. Omo ye NDC before. Omo na maybe Samuel Kuba akrabo na omo ko titio won so no. Ba boys no na ye NPP executives no sha form. And omo see. So ye pa ye tu ye nine. And omo so be try. Omo ga bo ye proper. Ye one abanga. And others na smart the brain ye. And na so aya akasa I try the police station secretary. One, a CND, say, you or the other is say, all but the other catching up to class or quatria. na ɔndze yie ɛno nso nyinaa wɔ ɛbɛfo wɔde ne ɛde ama mo eti ɔyɛ dɛn ɔyɛ panyin ɔbɛyɛ adeɛ bi kora so ɔmɛbɔ daguro sɛna ɔmo ka na ɔmɛbɔ daguro.
But at least won konko hwɛ ɛyɛ amoani wɔ hospital ɛnso so no wutimi ɛfrɛ police commander sɛ wɔnhwɛ no wɔnwo asɛm no mu wutimi frɛ Saman kɛse MP sɛ wɔnhwɛ no yɛnwo asɛm no mu adan na as an MP no wontimi nkɔhwɛ amoani no na personally ɔmfa dwaatoa bi mfa ma no
ɔkɔhwɛ no wɔ ne fie wɔ ne fie.
So ɔpɛ sɛ ohun amoani no nko ade a so obi hu no
so ade ne si nem ne da me fo sɛ nya ade bi akyɛ saa yɛtoto
ontu anamo because enkra na wodi akoma Saman MP so wompa amoani kyɛw no wa akɔka Saman MP no na monko amoani hɔ police commander na ade pressure ekoto no so no ma police panyin no kura nkogyaw na kokɔhwɛ amoani ne ehunu sɛ woyɛ officer woyɛ official of the state being the MP etimi etu sana because ye kan ye bu se o abrante na wo wire odi brantan no ebo mu Jamalo yeso ye MP driver no sa Jamalo no owai
ono no ye on jago e
na owai
MP na kasa kwa de ono de ono na driver ne car
o de bi MP bi ne ono driver ne car
na another car yeah so ya wo kuo ti boss ladies no na ye no ye de ko ti sa car ne no drive
na owai say
then so be prayer ti na ma me so and brain na na me da hospital because hospital crane ade
ade no no ano onko prosif wo ho no emfa ne ho nkoma wo mo
say me ya ba ye be say adwuma no.
Okay. Enti dia be pa na uhunu se oji bum ena okofa brantan no ede ba ya ode be ye do ode ye wie ye no afa no ogina hodum na obi yeso ohwima firi nsam until se ese soja ni no ba ya afa de obebe ba ogina ho sen ena mka se chino ede no etwa na sumunti a oji bum ekofa brantan na ebe be ye sa
me want sa ka me de be na ni aboma so ka kasa se aka me ama ni puso to be quite na ma ko transfer mi su na me wo hwe
no ba be na no so wose mago sa na wonnam ase MPP magumanum ase MPP magumanum kasa wo ba na nkan go bi akura hunu se MPP asem na se ye kan yo
how are you na say
wo ba nanim se mago pa adam se na mago na akonnante ho a wo ko dem MPP fue ya na
there mago there
na sa wo ba no na wahu video no de
bi o bi share
e de kokoye na sa wo ba na ye hunu sa wo ba na nkanye wo ba na go bi ehunu MPP as mbia wo ai waya mu bi o enti usun tie anyunu otimi didi e kwasi da mimi da anyunu otimi didi
no ni bi na me dai
Hannah
na me dai
Hannah enti de be ya ne se mpanimfo wo Eastern region ye wa rehemu sesa de season se eye Chirematen Alan ode abakora se party nsensem ne de nsese eye emabo ene ntonto ne nsekan munya nkabo mu wo region ho na enkugu because eye no obi akodan no se eye Bawumia Alan Bawumia enti emunu ansa na eye kwadwa ansa edi beba se debi enye Alan yibia na emum afede ne asan de akwa eye Madam Dakon MC so ono so ne oboafo na ekontokwa te basa je se mpanifo de experience be mu ana ewrewre so
ono do ne ntokwa de ye nsu e wa won tie ne de yenkon
chese eno so konkon ede oboafo wadi amia osuhum ho
wadi amia so ono me ye friend to se kwa de magada ko da ko ode peja yin ma na potonja so bi peja yin ne
I read it. And what the organizer chese ono Madam Dakon edim pejahima ena se du bakwe eso dim pejahire rade
ya program na ya program ka ya pejahima na the TV for so pejahire Jana the same yes from.
Hey, and you Omumi no na Juana Dachi or your Dachi Hine and Dachi Hima Woba.
Me said that but all can or not the young man and can say. Oja party ni the crowd could independent candidate I friend Sapua. I'm all calling or calling Peswaso. So Paris said on to Abakra. It okay with a mini background with drama and people powers. This will be the answer in I should be some one them. And my party, many day my whole day in the GBR. And see, I am telephone or mamma or Buro Kata and our brother Kasaka and Brom. What banner? So when I chance what they MC now we organize a shell program. I see this or woman here, and now we hear me there. So maybe I will listen, maybe that's me.
You and yet the crackra home, Nampeniphone between us, yes, I'm not so no more see why.
Because
na da kaso na wonnom no na kyesa o de be ye den so obi bowa
menu ma da kaso ti fa sanka me fa no ya sanka me
you
ni bi abale de ni ye bi oba kan but omo shu no ma form sanka de no ma ka se o be ba ye ga no ba ko no me mo fa mo sa me nkan bi mo fa me nkan o di pa dom na o mo ye se na Operating now, I'm doing a very people. It's almost kind of the almost fear, maybe almost very well. Maybe I'm almost from San Kame, I'm almost from Tassu Phobia. I am so testing song. As fast as you black room.
You, Eddie, Oba Penny, what can I say, dear? Not yet. Why?
You owe not then, so you know the Papa Shamu. Why?
You won't go in the catcher. Good. Why are you? Yes. We are bad time into so or Buaf ones and a fanaco. Why?
Oh, me the never called it on pen on one.
That's it. You, yeah, there was a pa. Right. Madame Hannah is Sante, MPP women organizer, so whom constituency, and a tin in Nano. Not just a the woman say, as I'm Monino, MP, or Buafo, Jasante, and the Domino, and Cosheno. Now, we share said that the Mumaso. You see, P. Gatsarina on Facebook Live, and Ananakosi Piasachi, or say, good morning, Professor ADAKABRI. I'm watching you live from Manhattan in New York City, and or the Ebaye. Yawuza, so I was swimming, was a President Kufuado led MPP government have done very well in managing the affairs of the country. And on Facebook Live was my name is KK from Kaswa, American Town. Ghanaians are in support of President Kufuado to fix the country. He is the only president who understands the needs of Ghanaians. Agenda 111 or record. And Silas Befi on Facebook Live is also saying that the MPP government is far better than the NDC in terms of national development. So Ghanaians should focus on the MPP and forget about the NDC and its propaganda. And what they buy, yeah. Kwadwo Asempa Furniture Works. Night show from Kwadwo Asante, Kwadwo Asempa Furniture Works, Dum Kumasi. Nana Kwasi Apiasachino, or say, Prof, please calm down. As for the indiscipline, it's nothing to worry right about. It starts from the first gentleman of the land to the last person. Omanya Melo and Swam, or say, President Kufuado is fixing the country. So let's fix our attitudes. And or the buy, yeah. Kofi Annan Steven, or say Kofi Annan Dazi, I'm watching you live from Gumwa Debiso. I greet you all, Neat FM, where I like the show, Papa. Adriana Bagilbert, or Father Cabri, how I wish to talk to you about this military people. And Ejabata, or no so I say, Ghanaians shouldn't be surprised seeing the MPP fighting among themselves. Remember, the leader who is the president said, or die be die. Innocent souls were lost and the president didn't utter any word, because he supports such act. Now it's their turn. the insecurity levels and manner in this country is as a result of unemployment due to Akufo-Addo bad governance. And now, Odibai, to me, I was up here on 050-600-0909. Ugusuti need 100.9 FM. Na yinti de ode ebeba. Enti ensem ni nyina no na no memene da de akwa akusie ewo eye suhum na chamatino so dia na otwro de baaye ono so etwro de baaya na sem nyina no se say he condemns the clashes between some MPP supporters in Suhum. He was see incidents of reported violence between supporters of the Great Party MPP Suhum on Saturday, August 28th is most unfortunate and must be condemned by all meaning patriots. Was a false reports and circulated say a year between or no Alan supporters and the vice president. Or say not only say completely false, but they're mischievous and it's been contrived say a bit Myanmar or no Alan any vice president or more about into public ridicule into a condemn without any reservation that barbaric act of some members of the Great Party. Now on the believe whatever the disagreement, whether relating to a contest for position or differences in ideas and opinions, it should not manifest in such violence in the party. And also the ideals of the party, and the tradition calls for peaceful and harmonious coexistence. And so Mutunumpu development in freedom, it has no place for violence. Therefore, or urge the Suhum constituency executives, the regional executives, as well as the national executives of the party, to take immediate steps to resolve the differences between the two fielding sides, to restore peace and discipline in the party. Signed, Alan Bajo Shramatne. Anna Ode Ebaye. Iti and Samuel dear. One so yen shay. WhatsApp messenger. Yensa esusu kayano. Iti minkenka gusuneti neat. 100.9 FM. Ose Wafa. Good afternoon. This Auntie Hannah lacks manners. She can't help our party politics. She should come again. Abdul Rahman, Lakeside Estate, Edo de Baye. Enoch is a man Kessie. Or say, upon all the noise the MPP are making about their so-called social interventions, when you ask any well-meaning Ghanaians what is the feeling under this MPP government, the response is negative and even worse. MPP never again. And or they Baye. Or say, Agunaba from a year Kasua, also for ADAKABRI. Please, let's all give our support to the MPP government led by Nana Akufo-Addo. Na yamfa enko. Aye Owura Peter Muani, aye polling station organizer. Is a man kese Methodist school. Or no? And your name no say or aye then ye de aye machete Brantine. Ekuko jam ne mama so. Organizer Muani yamwa
so
na ohumpo ete say
oh nyame adum se dey ye wata so kasa cha na bitino
men kasa nche bibre sa na de chi ya wo hwe wanim no wanim te se dada no a
oh we fan se
stick abem kakra na ira ka ho de en
ehano so ja party di oka chopa na me de ba no
udi pare chopa wa ya de pa se chopa na de be ma no ne fa ni die ma oba no bis o twi ase nyina no one oba no ne o ma na wo dan wo mu adie ne si ye nti ayede aye krantisa akodwa wotiri mu
yo ADAKABRI me da wase fa na ma menja ayi bi clear wa asebra ti wo so mu no aye Alan ba wo ja faction ana de to so bi MC ni mu wo so hwe and the last one to Joshua or office of the president no also a new worry and a medina so ya amwani fita 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 juma na be and I'm there coming
oh amwani fita
fita
it is sane ya amwani mechanic Na protodu ano woni ne ntam te sai.
Protodu ano no kware wo mu ni se bibi no. Ye kwaye opare ne papa de wure yi. Na ye na ye koye no. Opani bia oye ibia ba. Ye di na chi no akwakoти afefe. Eti ona protodu ano no ma ne ba ese. Protodu de graba se. Bia na de besa. Eti no mu di kamera. Eti bi kwa me kra se ne sa da me ne sa me boati ye ko. Eti ye tu ya na ya de wo se protodu na ba. Ano no abetia no so we do se ya ye ni na tina ye konkotia. Minimu no. Eti ye konkotia wi ya na me se we de wa ba. Besra me ne sa me boati. Ye nagbo coordinator ne papa. Ewu awo ti ni timpete. Meko. Ano se da bi what say MP awo su mo ye frɛ no. Honorable Kwajo Asante Boafo. Bancho tre. Yen train nombra ne nyina ye ni nkotia fefefe. Eti be 10 minutes na omo bae. Omo bae ona bo ka dia de bo. Ana school for ba ti etia. Tata ibi edia ti di pa ema. Ana omo si yen to be tira wa by 5 minutes. No mo ma no tia yen. Eti one ye suma ye nipa ba ko. Ya grassroots communicators for the party. Eti ye suma ne so computer ne say na wo ba e mo magwa ba. E mo no wo mo ntini ye ti ho. Anka ye so na ko ne ye ti se oba no. Ana bodo so ase o fe ya ye kran na MP ba ne ne kotia. Ana ya kran na no maba. Ya ti mo de ma di pa ne ye suma ne say o mo ni communicators bia no mo ni ni tie bia. E be kwa yenko. Ana o ma be sa sa du mo organizer sa bia o sa ho no parni. E bi sa so ye hwan no 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 say o mo organizer na say wow. Ordinary sabona ya say bi di tell me what is going on. It's almost what you know, all what national. And yes, someone say, all cook and say, and you for into a point of saying, you put a one mobile grassroots communicators, almost second, and yet for those who know, and you know, I don't see a lot of you. They communicators, and you see a slapine. They are for a big one. It's all kind of so, empty by an idea, and a bit here. But also, the echo. And one organizer, because I'm not the affected wife. Woman organizer, a typical micro. I know here where the way to be it's not a public journal. And I may be sorry for also who Mr. Now, and this before your opponent for just now. Over the before the two I mean, the same person one sorry. It's a one and I want to air but the minimum because I know PPM and I'm talking. It's the point. And I'm sorry. It is sorry on the other side, and then you more. Who more organize a cash of the buy, but it's a question. I'm a boy. Minibia, party 10 months to hobby. That's why you only put it on them your phone. Oh, what is the other side? The same go, but I'm from the car, and one make a good day. Yeah, food, and yes, I did. They are open at 4 or no one found. Only the Facebook, the Papa Joe. Yes, I can miss them with them. It be Peter Mono. Now, God, find their body, but we can miss that case. I don't think the couple can look with you. Sada, you know. And you know, we never determine your one is a high. The muscle. At my own, and it could be a year so hospital. And over Pammy. Now, apparently, but down my dear tea. I'm to the night. So more organizer, I can't be born on when the dear no boy. Or your true for papa, you find me nip for your organizer. They won't be able to your name yet. So your organizer, the other one. Okay, no one, who said you do it in the trouble? Who said you do it? I'm going to say the other day, and then you keep your money. Over the other call, you have 2 parts on the door, and yet, the Samu, then if you soon leave you. There was a market, only tell me a swooning about me or the market. It's a bit to go on. You know, organize at the time. Opwa, and your pa, it's send me pay. Now, going to Crown Cabani say, I don't turn a more number. Now, who organize our cafe? Upa me, you bet you can. Oh, I'm Manso. Never had the Kitasakai. We press the kind. It's a better brand, the woman, and your pa, organizer, and you turn out. I turn out. What about buying a money batter or buying a book at a dear? And I'm going to buy a Taj Maui. But to me, Isa de say wo buy no bon sawana.
Na
O ba with bad mind. O mo say yero. O mo da funa boka. Na adakabra nya me kan say asem we won. Boy ni there, I will say yes no me, I will make sure say o ba rest no. Na me ga court. It me appeal to honorable Canada to po ku preko. Ono he chairman. On go arrest see an opportunity boy no. Na say me say ka boy na me di ko just anti honorable me di be court. Because me be say say be obi as woman. No be so say be say o ti paye and e be jam. Say ma me obi e sitani o.
enti nya kese nipa wode eye sika no etwa wo maso no besi na ye nche no
Ya tie ne ye.
ba said
Video organizer the baby owo, MP the baby owo.
na say
Say ma see the baby owo.
ni nyina mu no sese na obi ehye security ata ese soja ni bi sa ene oba ya akosto na no kuta sika no
Soja ni mra na de start here no. No no ni kwa no. Ah obo ni nkomo. Because omo buy no ye ni be bi befi. Aye bodoza na the driver.
ene nsusu no nso oba ya no ese ono kwa na beje sika no ade na nti omo sha asese chino monchino ade na still awoja na man ko ye
Okay, me who say the driver there because me who say that was the now so I don't know say the driver there. Yeah.
Eti na up to now no sa nipa na process for ntimi nche no
Omo timi nche me afi no be your officer complain at all.
And a free say you do go to hospital no why na etimi abehwe wo
Hospital no yes room mo youth organizer I know to one am why dey papa MCU na all by ye bi ansa na oda ye na say o tie no traso and on the crofo e ba ho to betra wa to 10 to 11 any penifo bi a minimum any you it is deputy secretary also yeah almost on ba penifo be play ba on ba secretary na kasa transfer mo bono odi so by 5 and I say kra
sir I just said mudi emia
enye
easy enti da ben ye you free hospital ho
no pare ni sa no me ma mo obi a hu se me da ho e de proposal no ono kura positive no ono kura ba be everything or the opa hospital or later
okay
akani gina
enti proposal ya be hwe o
ya obehwe mi e gina wa tell me be say bi MP kura be ba but me ni no bi ni proposal wa ya o bi ni no
eti ene ya e kwadane ye se ene je se money proposal ya nenam no ubu an sen
enye no kore ba ko te mi ni no ba bi entre mi di kan se ade na si ya no enye proposal as na de ba yo enye Allah ba unya demo enye grassroots communicators e wo reach ni wo and ye fa ye and na me fa ya ko se ko to kwa bi demo be sema MP no ade de ba ya no na se to kwa no de ba ya na me hu no ete mi di kan ya no obi anka wo enye grassroots communicators for the region. Because the campaign plan me tell MP baro. Me ni say me ye campaign man no e wo primary me ni same boate. The entire in kai. Is na me ya say for by na so na me be mi ho di atra no. Asa na me na ti ko maka say MP be da charge wo. So me ni no. Me ni no. Oh, it's my year mama no. Is na so afra me da. Afra me da. Iti e wo say ba ni say ana. Enye
na same boache ono oba bi
Sabe boache no me ne nanam. Ono se wo metie tem bia o tense me so be tense. Ye san frɛ. If you mutesi wo kra me frɛ wo pa. So, eti me ne nanam aye kwa yie no.
no de ye nya na mo no.
Ono no mu chesi no.
Ana odwane ye.
Eti oti ba ko no dwane ye.
Se onye be ma na no wa nyina ho.
Ono no so to no di ya no, se na to mu chesi no. O da video. O da video no.
Ene je se ye sanu no odwane.
Yeah, odwane ye. To ti wo pe no di ka ba hospital.
Waye. Right. Enti hwo ho so yie mum na mo ni nko wapo mo de no ho. So ho. E we no doctor sesen we sa ko hu doctor bi mu ana.
Na wa ko hu no o si ewu ma memra because say no o be ka de bi no wa say e ka do pe na na.
Oh.
Because say am ma bo mu kire say we ni mi ma bra bo be. We ni be be wo ma e wo ni why na be
because I feel now with that horse and na fedo omu bie musa na ade na yehu
you know Sammy what you are on the Bekasa.
mami musa ne bi
Yeah, Sammy. Hello,
ADAKABRI. Sammy na wo ade na wunyina ho ya mo so kakra.
Masa ADAKABRI. Ya nko se kwa kukuntuko. Ya nko opare ya se kwa kukuntuka. Ye ko se kwa kukonsolo no. I say because the nyina obi e bobo ehwa no ne aba. Ye obe invite pani bi no baba. Ye pani for mo ma. Bi Jesus enka ye say ayewe. Tan kan pani for bi ba se aka we nyina masa o. Ana se ye kan se bi ba se a we nyina kan masa obi ama. Enti ya nko se kwa kukuntuko. Ya nko enti ADAKABRI. Se wonum se ye sawa e ya se a. Asabu ho wonum na fitre. Wonum sa.
Ene cheche bi.
Asa go ho ye sa. What na trase. Ha me boa.
Ande kan ye church asa we ase.
Asa, wo na kala be ka asa wa se no. Aya dia aya kuti asa. What ase. Asa obe gina ye ni musa ye no. Aya kuti asa. Ho na trase ye. Enti na kan nge ye funu a. Se ye ni alko tre kwa no. Se wan kasa ye kwa na se utimi kole wo na kala in order. A party asem, young coyasem. But empty now, payment now, my way now, also. Senior, as you want a very risky job. So, I'm telling you, open you wow. And we are calling I'm going to say, yes, then I let a man for interior, on for arrest. Yes, then because easy. Besides, we're going to say, one poor proposal a horse. I want to work on this over now. 1,400 and and you to be telling you be some here. Mother, oh, my father, maybe no. The way they have a call her, and I'm a cocoa, Pano, because yes, no. And the uncle, yes, to go, you cannot give me in class. Almost anything I'm you by Yassi. Now that there's all come. And then the question is bizarre. So, almost I'm about to this what I said. Allah ni bawmia rock boss football other men no ko bialim no kule ba ko say bialim anya Allah anya bawmia sembia we are not there for any person what I say yan ko say ko so ko to party bio yan ko say ko soli ye nuana to le no ente ye ko ma say na ye no ama ma bo ye nuana ko ja on bo ka 5 million on bo ka enti won kan za no asemo kan nya ye draw asema me say o kan nya ye draw akukura ni obi enu abo na fam bitanu say okọ hospital they want to report we bitanu ma me say okọ hospital report we na hefa pa no koda ya ese o mtiti no masa mo ya palifu a mo di party anim ya so ba mo kan the right see ya mo fan enye say mo so what you been some mo tan so be image masa me nari we ya go uko kaya to bia ADAKABRI e to na akwa no fire wakunu so bitanu say man be ba be he ba ma no man ba be he ira ma no yeah, nothing ADAKABRI. When this is seen, let's see. You won't put me more as I can say. Accident, we totally, without the honor goes wrong. I want to go somewhere. And the assembly and penny for. Yeah, Fred on the book in Japan. In honor, in Chairman for Interior. Yes, sir, no. Yes, sir, no, don't guys to know. That guy with you. Yeah, no. We will take it far. As the beer, even woman, yes, yes, because the bomb said that in the court. Then Pino all out and Mr. Bizarre said, as I now, Pino about or I'm so about giving you an yea, compare man, I buy a year, MP. And so only me, that was the after punch, Hormon of big Pia, only me. And yes, I'm going to I'll let you know, oh, my boy. Mother, and you do, I'm a puya, raw, I'm a puya, Casa, Puya, and a master traveling that year. And yes, I'm an Alabacan Japon. I send with yes, then a panico. We are only old panel. Say, Mano, the man on the Asiani. Only divine. Yes, bueno. You see, say, I'm going to go for another fear. Tell them the beer off. Who won't let us in the beer off? I won't call it. I'm like, yes, you can. Yes, then I also ADAKABRI. I'm what I say. Yes, then
I mean, yeah, there was a pa. Now, why? Right. Sammy Boache and so no. Quick comment from George Nash. Nothing, no, young Concotier, NDC press conference or so.
ADAKABRI. Good afternoon.
I should also add say soja ni na mebusa na asem no. Na soja ni no ejina wa won so se no odi no nkomo. Enti soja ni na notice say we no se kan no be fire no o de kwa kodwa nipa. Enti na wa act no time say o de kwa kodi bone no. Na quickly no soja ni tu America okokoje sekan ni free abrante no nsem. Na another so asan ba press release bi ma menken kan protozoa francasi di bequeen and also the aba for immediate release. Or say my attention has been drawn to some false social and print media publications where my name has been cited as a beneficiary of the scuffle ensued between the supporters of Honorable Kojo Asante and the Eastern Regional Grassroots Communication Team at Suhum over the weekend. I wish to state with all certainty and clarity that I am in no way a party to the scuffles as to whom, hence the publication by some social media outlets must be treated as a gross misrepresentation and utmost distortion aimed at casting a slur on my hard-won reputation. In fact, I have no capacity and interest to incite party grassroots communicators against the party hierarchy in Suhum. Rather, the rift was between supporters of the MP, Honorable Obuafu Kojo Asante, and members of the Eastern Regional Grassroots Communications Team who had come to sympathize with their colleague communicator Opare. I, Francasi Dubequin Protozoa, am in no way associated with any of the parties engulfed in this open tussle. I only attended the said funeral as a true son of Suhum and also based on my love for our dear communicators within the echelons of the MPP and the need to empathize with my good friend Opare, whose father was deceased. The publication being circulated is therefore not only a complete falsehood, but mischievous and orchestrated attempt purposely contrived to cause public ridicule to me to my personality. I therefore condemn this barbaric act by these unscrupulous persons in no uncertain terms, and also wish the victims of this needless attack a speedy recovery. As it stands, the matter remains in the custody of the Ghana Police Service as for the purposes of investigation. Hence, I urge the general public to stay calm and allow the law to take its course. Signed, Frank Asiedu Bequeen. It protozoa also nim ho hwe. Ane de nadam for ne Opare, and Opare abese na yi se ne papa akem. And ono de okwa akoye den. Okwa akogya na yi. Se de kan no kra no. Ono protozoa ne nkwa diet kan ba ho kra be bo nso a na protozoa no free se ontimi make no to ayi no. At a brebem kakra no call ho no mo a. Eja grassroots supporters so serial callers. Okwa ayi kra wa emfa ho kra ye bo mrane. ADAKABRI FRIMPONG MANSO. Kareja be mechiao. Abilele mechiao. Ajamanso mechiao. Ombesa amrane a na ye free ho. Enti omo ye free protozoa ankwala ye ho. Asina protozoa na so pe no asem kopi o no mo san ye free no ho. Enti MP aba na ye kopeka kakra so ye free no ho. Eno ne ntokwa yo. Right.
ADAKABRI. Ma minchia madinafo na minchia wetifo. Yisi ochia Fifi. O say nanu mo amfa o say na yi no o say fruit juice bi a say o say ni juice o say juice bi o mo nchenti e could do o say ni juice bi ichia madina fo nyina ADAKABRI we asema wo ho enye say politics what I say because you see MPP nye kuru NDC nye kuru but Ghana yekuru. Yeka se Ghana fo ya. Nye course weekend yi. ADAKABRI Ghana fo. Enye ogofo. But even when they are foreigners, they are human beings. And we are also human beings. Just in tenor eyi keke. Enye abatu. ADAKABRI we can just imagine what is going to happen. We need to be very very careful. And one thing no say ADAKABRI, we need to crack the whip. I see a punish it. Wonga, wobetumrano, wobefumrano. I see ye ma, emrani ni wondi. Si yanyane sa, ye behunu as a normal thing. It to trust him say, a normal. na nsenya fiti 2017 minka se bia aban wenkuto na atutu asem na be you but fiti 2017 since MPP ba ben mu no let me say etutu asem ne ade ne eya kosoro eya too much etutu asem na eya too much.
I strongly
think that when we punish people, it will serve as a deterrent.
Into party for any Samra NDC at the headquarters who do a year press conference. Into the National Communications Officer, I made them feel orca.
Thereby increasing our public debt about 120 Ghana cedis, about 336 billion Ghana cedis as at last quarter. Very little to development and all other sectors of the economy. This is because you see the reason why you are not getting the roads in your communities, the reason why you are not getting the hospitals, you are not getting schools, the reason why you are not getting jobs is because this government has wasted the unprecedented revenues that have accrued to them in the last 5 years on corruption, profligacy, like traveling in luxurious private jets so that the president can shower in the skies, and consumption. They have wasted all these monies on chop. Ladies and gentlemen, how long can we continue like this as a country? I'm sure you would agree with me that the dizzying levels of corruption, naked thievery, and insensitivity of the Akufo-Addo government, which is depriving Ghanaians of the development and comfort they deserve, must come to an end. We, the good people of this country, who still have our conscience and integrity intact, have a duty to unborn generations to rescue our beloved country from the clutches of this incompetent, inept, dishonest, nepotistic, and corrupt Akufo-Addo Bawumia NPP government, and restore her back to the path of development, accountability, inclusivity, and true progress. This is why President Mahama is calling on all of us to kick these greedy thieves out of office in 2024, to afford the next NDC administration the opportunity to hold them accountable for their many corrupt acts. We cannot afford to give them 4 more years to steal more and to cover up and enjoy their loot, while majority of us continue to wallow in squalor and abject poverty. Regime change is the only hope we have of holding President Akufo-Addo, Dr. Bawumia, and the appointees accountable for their stewardship. It is the only way we can retrieve the huge sums of monies, our monies, that have been stolen from the state, and punish them in accordance with law. Our friends in the MPP know that most of them cannot pass the accountability test when they leave office. This is why they are panicking and desperately jumping over themselves to, in quote, break the 8 at all costs. And this is why they are desperately trying to run down the hard-won reputation and integrity of the nation builder, President John Dramani Mahama, whose public image stands tall and continues to shine like a towering lighthouse. As for the MPP and their corrupt surrogates, their cup is full to the brim and running over. Time has exposed their chicanery and criminal acts. Ghanaians are well awake at this time around and have come to appreciate them for who they truly are: an incompetent, dishonest, and corrupt bunch who only came to power to enrich themselves at the expense of the state. They will not be third time lucky with lies. And so no amount of subterfuge and comical attacks they heap on the person of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama can hoodwink Ghanaians and keep them in power beyond 2024. And so we will not bore you with any response to the false and baseless corruption allegations leveled against the NDC and President Mahama. All the stale and contrived allegations these thieves rehashed at their last press conference addressed by their General Secretary have been discredited over and over again. Like I can say, in quotes, "Yatiabre," to which we are tired of listening to the same old lies. 5 years after leaving office, President Mahama remains squeaky clean with unblemished integrity. His impeccable record is there for all to see. You listen to the kind of noise they made in opposition when President Mahama in office, you would have thought that President Mahama would have been in jail by now. But today, his integrity remains unblemished. Because look at his record, everything shows that indeed he came to serve the people of this country and develop this country with honesty, humility, selflessness, and patriotism. To date, not a scintilla of evidence has been adduced by the MPP to substantiate any of the allegations of corruption they leveled against President Mahama when they were in opposition, including those made by the then opposition leader candidate Akufo-Addo, that President Mahama had inflated the cost of the Rage Hospital, Kaswa Interchange, Kumasi Airport rehabilitation projects, and even used $10 million for the printing of presidential diaries. Not a scintilla of evidence has been adduced to buttress that. During his time in office, President Mahama fought corruption head-on, no matter whose ox was God, including prosecuting his own appointees for alleged corrupt acts, as he did in the Jida case, a standard President Akufo-Addo has never and can never live up to, because he has corruption embedded in his DNA. Unlike the mother serpent of corruption, President Mahama never shielded or defended any appointee of his who was found to have engaged in corruption. So high, ladies and gentlemen, so high was President Mahama's commitment to the fight against corruption that the deputy minister in his government, who privately expressed a mere intention to quit politics if she made $1 million, was asked to step aside. His track record relative to the fight against corruption is unassailable, and no amount of lies can change this fact. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, let me deal with what is perhaps the most ridiculous and preposterous of all the claims the MPP made at their press conference, which is the claim that they are fighting corruption because they are prosecuting some officials of the former NDC Mahama government. When you ask them, how are you fighting corruption? Oh, we are prosecuting Dr. Puni. That is their way of fighting corruption. This claim is very ridiculous and laughable because, as you do know, if the fight against corruption was all about prosecution of political opponents, then anybody at all can fight corruption. Who cannot prosecute his enemy? This is because the mere prosecution of political opponents is the easiest path in the fight against corruption. As President Mahama said some time ago, the true test of one's commitment to the fight against corruption doesn't lie in the prosecution of their opponents, but the prosecution of their own appointees. In fact, most of the cases of criminal prosecutions against some officials of the former NDC regime, the MPP keeps bragging about, oh, we are fighting corruption because we are prosecuting this former appointee of NDC and so on. Most of these cases they keep bragging about are beginning to crumble like a pack of cards right before their very eyes. What we are seeing is a desperate regime which is not interested in upholding fair trial and the interests of justice, but determined to do everything possible under the sun to convict former NDC government officials at all costs for cheap political goal scoring. Classical examples that highlight this fact is a case against the former Senate boss, Ernest Thompson, which has been dismissed by the Supreme Court on grounds of defective charges. And also the case against the former Chief Executive Officer of Cocoa Board, Dr. Stephen Opuni and Alhaji Seydou Agongo. In the case of the Opuni trial, even after the Supreme Court of the Republic has prohibited the trial judge, I want you to listen to me very carefully. Even after the Supreme Court has barred the trial judge, Justice Onyuga, from presiding over the case on grounds of his manifest prejudice and bias against the accused persons, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, who is supposed to advance the interests of justice in all cases, wants the judge reinstated, on grounds that starting the case de novo, starting the case afresh, will be at great expense and cost to the state. This is the most unfortunate statement I have heard from an attorney general in my life. And it is a slap in the face of fair trial and administration of justice. Because you know why, friends? There are about 4 high court justices, 4 high court judges at the criminal division of the high courts. But for some reasons, Justice Unyenyuga, then Justice of the Court of Appeal, was given a special warrant to preside over the prosecution of Dr. Stephen Opuni and Seidu Agongo. Few months after that, Justice Unyenyuga was promoted to the Supreme Court by President Akufo-Addo. This is the Justice Unyenyuga, a judge who during the 2020 election campaign publicly endorsed and campaigned for a second term for President Akufo-Addo when he visited his palace. The judge who has said in open court that the Opuni case is distracting him from his Supreme Court duties, and he wants to conclude the case quickly so that he can focus on his Supreme Court duties. We are talking about the judge who, in his ruling on a submission of no case, decided to exclude from the evidence on record as many as 18 exhibits that vindicates the case of Dr. Opuni and the other accused persons, and which were tendered through prosecution witnesses without any objection whatsoever from the prosecution. The insistence by the Attorney General to have Justice Unyenyuga continue with this case suggests that the Attorney General is desirous of having his own preferred judge preside over a case that is prosecuting. This singular conduct has the tendency to completely erode public confidence in the judiciary as an independent arm of government. The simple questions government and Godfrey Dame must answer are: number one, why must Justice Unyenyuga preside over the Opuni trial at all costs, despite the clear prejudice and bias he has exhibited against the accused persons? Is he the only judge in Ghana who can preside over that case? And more importantly, why must fair trial and justice, truth, be sacrificed on the altar of cost? Can Godfrey Dame sell his liberty for money? So when people's liberties are at stake, fair trial is at stake, justice is at stake, you are telling us that the Supreme Court says this judge has shown bias. We are barring him, even though he's our own colleague. He cannot preside over the case. They are saying that, oh, my laws, if you do that, we have to go and start afresh. It will cost us money, so let him come in. I mean, where in the world did you hear this? From somebody who is not just an attorney general, that is, he's not just a lawyer for government, but he is also a minister of justice. And therefore must be interested in justice for all citizens. Clearly, friends from the media, Godfrey Dame is engaged in headhunting for his preferred judge in the Opuni trial for an outcome that should be obvious to any objective mind. Most of the criminal cases against former NDC appointees that the MPP would have us believe are evidence of their commitment to the fight against corruption are cases of prosecution. They are cases of persecution and not prosecutions. As such, these cannot and should not be believed as evidence of any genuine commitment to the fight against corruption. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to remind the MPP that Ghanaians are well aware of the fact that the wobbly and fraudulent fights against corruption President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia have supervised in the last 5 years has been lost completely. No attempt to cover this up will suffice, as the people of Ghana are sufficiently aware of which party really protects the public purse and which one merely pay lip service to it only to subject same purse to abuse. The only motivation for President Akufo-Addo, Dr. Bawumia, and the MPP to want to break the eight in their own ways is to help them perpetuate this regime of corruption, naked thievery, ostentation, and impunity. Most of all, their wish is that in 2024, Ghanaians will give them another opportunity to cover up their bad deeds and continue to dim the torch of accountability while further enriching themselves and impoverishing the Ghanaian people. However, we are quite confident that come 2024, all well-meaning Ghanaians who wish to see the progress of our nation will join forces with us to break the 8 years of stealing, break the 8 years of nepotism, break the 8 years of lawlessness and impunity, break the 8 years of deception and broken promises, and break the 8 years of injustice and intolerance. President Mahama will continue to express his gratitude to the people of Ghana for their support and will provide a voice for the voiceless to ensure good governance and accountability. No amount of misrepresentations and verbal attacks will dissuade him from doing and saying what he deems to be right in the interest of the nation. We wish to encourage the media, you who are the fourth estate of the realm, and anti-corruption CSOs who are being abused by President Akufo-Addo for their relentless fights against corruption under him. We salute your courage and patriotism. Please and please, don't give up or give in to the abuses and threats of this intolerant and despotic regime. Don't give up to the insults and threats of these thieves. Let us kick them out in 2024 so we can hold them accountable for their thievery. And let's work together to rescue this country from the hands of this corrupt MPP government and build the prosperous and better Ghana that we all yearn for. Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. May God bless us.
Right, Sami Jamfi, National Communications Officer for the NDC, and obtaining in a press conference, and they do you more say MPP for ya Cromfo, and I just Chronono Gusua Mobile. Right, into George Nash etnase earlier, and Sakasalia, so Abba Betnase. Right, and as I'm in the we have about 35 minutes, 25 minutes. Yentiemwe. Sakasalia yemwatnase. I said, Yana Mike, Yamaka, Naka, just saying. Good, huh? When Yamana do Mampa. Yinti be when.
Yamana Dumpa.
Good. Right, into George, now from Yinti and Sana.
Yes, so I think, sir, doing things with impunity next time, the political parties, they should cut across. I see in because political party now is bigger than all of us. Our life is more important. I see a boy. Look, what is happening? We can lose our life today, and NDC MPP will still be in office. Another cabinet make an here. If we fight among ourselves today, NDC or MPP, and then you kill yourself, and then MPP is still in, power or is still in office. What have you done for yourself, or what have you done to yourself? Those who you are fighting for, where you what your condition muda won't feel. Their children are not affected. Their children are not affected. Their families are sleeping comfortably in their homes. So what are we doing to ourselves as supporters? I support MPP, I support NDC. So I should kill myself? I should die before the party comes to power? Or I should die before the party goes to opposition? Or I don't understand. So we need to, let us punish people who are found culpable in this kind of attitude and characters. So what I say, because what they say can nipa in the team. When him say can nankwanse adwuma de Sakasalia nankwanse adwuma de nka nantwinam mponchenam ne ya nam na ewuremu nam ne ade na wo ye wo nankwanse adwuma. But MPP nkuto de mo nankwanse adwuma mo ye ne de nipa nam na mo afase kan na mo twetwa. I mean, it's very, very bad. It doesn't speak well. Now, one are walking. Those who have they come out to even condemn it? Mattis always Alanchiramante has come out. He's the first person I went to me about condemn. He said, I think, sir, ADAKABRI, maybe we need to put the country first. I say, your man, a dream for kind. I sing to trust him in because, look, we should be expecting more. In fact, what is happening now, we should be expecting more. we should be expecting more. What I say, we should be expecting more because this Alan and then how do you call it? Baumia thing. I mean, it doesn't speak well. Saka, do we have to kill ourselves? Do we have to kill ourselves? I have always said, people are not being punished enough. Since 2017, Yedia Membuma MPP 2007. It's in there. It will trust who now cause my way. And nobody is being punished. Be anywhere cause. Adakabri cause to trust ma. Esenka say a buy way and I don't kwakufado. Utumeku. You see, the easiest way to prosecute is to prosecute people who are not part of you. But up to now, from day 1, 2017, seat of government, and yesterday, a blue police in camera see to trust me so. Esine, and Kwanko see baby. Into a bed, no be so far to me if I'm sharing because first one, Kwanko see always right. Adakabri. Tema. Ekobi ko J Mike.
Asano now so no say MPP women organizer no.
Na almost
na just all wine sa no.
Na just say omo dey twa kutia.
The yen hwe say the asano.
Na Adakabe asa kutia wo.
Enti wo di asano na uko Neat FM Facebook live a obehunu asano.
Na me say asa kutia wo.
Me say enti yen hwe asano na. Enti wo hunu asano.
Adakabe.
Saka sali asano. Asano jinamu pam. Judge, there's one asano.
It's where your wine crop for na esa na no.
Say MP women organizer na esa sa no.
Oh, okay. Ono say abona sum no.
Won abona sum no. Ene jinamu dada no ho no. Enti we asa we susu ntie timi kontoko.
Na me say we dey asa obi abetumi ase bi. Madam Funi Fantini bi be say o say asa the online movement.
It just say ano mani age asa we huntin ntokwa no.
Asa we ya sentia e ko twese kan e de pan ni pada se ni trim se pu
na
se mi ku kuro no ho na me hura ho saa
e man panfo gina ho ma ye dandan ho asa do makosa bi ho
na Adakabri na asa no say e party omo nkasa omo ho Adakabri say we omo ho saka na we asa ben kwa
na
say we dey asa nya se bi a eyo Adakabri asa ben kuto na nkrofisa e de ebufu beba ana say won pa na wo bu no
won pa na o mu bu
no nwa mia na wo bu mpa ana
mi mu saka so nti saka ediwe say asa we asa no so ya twindade wo ho saka wa wo hwe asa we ya
me da
twindade
me nim die nti a asa we be ye problem obi wa asa we dey say nya offensive
atopa wo
but asa nya offensive
David nya we normal asa but
they are shaking their waist
but there is no any empirical evidence actually say asa we ntina ntokonosi
ebia omo kasa mu no so omo kan say na woman organizer no or sa etwampoa
well I mean I don't know but I don't think say asa we na say ba unu say we no ma
MPP for
you me pa chaw we no man kan okre
me we nyum no mo dey sa no
mo man kan okre sometimes adie bi na trigger adie bi e okrom ha na ginifa wo ebaye meboa it was not because of the guinea fowl it was because there was some underlying issues bi and sa guinea fowl no ko trigger it young you find the cry say asa we cry no I don't think say e asa no obi ni obi e na nya ntokwa e wo yie ni mu and nkofo no so ye MPP for but according to the because lanchamenting about clarify issues say ma obi am fa ade no say ala ne Baumia indeed na enye ala ne Baumia utri say ade no pa eye even about the seat about the Suhum seat no and the incumbent MP no any obi a ono so opese obepre eg seat no omo supporters and omo ko share we yie no so and a problem aba and omo decide say omo be yes anu ama no but I know they I think say a human occurrence. A human because human beings here be more be no ntokobetimasi. What you say? We're here when the
Obi sounds as abone.
That I say we the nya asabone bia. I think say it has been condemned. Omo amuye sa anuama no because once amuwe omu share MPP tade no de niwu tombe yesa. Embarrassment to the party. And the party has not taken it kindly at all. Because even the party crown, your presidential crown, okay, say Jumbo Eddie a statement about out. It just say until say you declare the young contest, nobody should even come out. For me, I think say we know a talk between two functions. Party near condemn, and nobody can justify Nyama Moyeno. They have put or they have brought the name of the party into disrepute. It does not matter whether say assigning a trigger and any other thing a trigger. Once I'm here MPP for no more kun ewo bedwom no. E kire say omo amfa nimdie ma party no. Ye kra as political party kra no. We are more angry than the public. And I'm sure say a sanctions regime will have to be applied here. You don't fight unnecessarily in the name of the party. Especially your opponent around. They can take it and then start going to town with it. That's what I say. But we know, say, when it comes to violence, the NDC is more violent than any other political party. John Dramani Kaya. They are the most violent political party. And indeed, okay, I said they were born out of violence. You are giving room for the kettle to call the pot black. And for me, I think say because look, MPP as a political party, Mate say Sami Jemfi press conference biya. Otutu papa ni sanuamano. I mean, they think say Ghanaians ye nimomu. These are the things. Look, as a political party. I say, yeah, we should be able to tell our story. The Ghanaians are not fools. Say when it comes to development, when it comes to say who can hold the public purse, no, not John Dramani Mahama. And they are talking about say a corrupt actor here and fighting corruption is all the corrupt actor and now engaging in corrupt act in this country, in this republic. All of them are NDC people. All of them. Victor Solomi, Kwame Pepra. I mean, we can mention plenty. Have you ever? There is no any iota to say this political party. Even when it comes to structures, the Public Procurement Act, Anti-Money Laundering Act. All Right to Information Act was passed under the regime of the MPP. And we are even in the process passing even the Special Prosecuting Act. Can the NDC tell us even one crime pass it in order for us to fight corruption? And you tell us, say, John Dramani Mahama or fighting or prosecuting or no against public officers. Ye Nikromana or the code of conduct at the bar. The amount of appointees and engaging, and he decided to flout those things himself by going to take forward the expedition from Jibril Kanazua. Let's be honest in this country. Ye Nikromana ye to abatia John Dramani Mahama oko fienu 3 days to election and all the box side the money brother. It has to take the Supreme Court, the apex court of the land, to revert it. And then you have, apologies of the NDC mounting the moral high ground, saying, they can fight corruption more than the current government. When I say, the Nana Donko Akufo-Addo government, we are saints. But if you look at all the allegations are NDC for a bundle around, not even one of them has some basis of truth. Now interrogate, they cannot stand the test of time. All of them, from say a deputy chief of staffs, any Sanuamano, any cash for seat, any bust. if you want, let us take just one, the one or no ope. Let Sami Jemfi himself come and take the Bakua or no ope say and discuss it. Then we should go into the issues. All of them were investigated and was found out to be full of lies. Moving peanuts, for instance, they say Alfredo Ben and Oko registers our company, no? And then they say they traced the company to his house at East Legon. When it was investigated, it was found out that it was a lie. The address had not emanated from Nifie Nisa Nuemano, and that even Nuema goose now Mukano Krano, that has always been the trend. And Ono Krano, in his case Krano, the price were high. And even the slops Krano, it was even spoiled long before even he was appointed. When you want to take the NDC, and because say NDC, when it comes to corruption, they are number one. These are the issues I say, Yanka. And I would say, Obi Ako, a funeral. Then we should be talking about that one. Anything America say, Omoamoya Sanuamano, Omoamoko in that funeral and brought the name of the party into disrepute, they have to face sanctions. Because a lot, they will never be braced. Even the creation of the special prosecutor office alone, it just say, we meant business. And indeed, to the extent say, you be appointee Obia or opposite the party. Obia or thinking opposite. Obia or belonging to the opposite side of the divide. That's Martinamidu. And no crown was instructive enough. It just said it was the office was not for cosmetic reasons. It was, for a business purposes. And Sani Pano ended up disgracing himself and going out of power. That tells you, say, this political party, this particular regime led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, when it comes to corruption, say, you fight corruption. Oh, yeah, dear. We are prosecuting people. More being because or say, Obi or making an intention. Kokumu. Say, oh no, $1 million. Politics. It's a lie. It was not Kokumu. The tape came out loud, and it did not, and that was not Kokumu anymore. The tape was out there, and it was not only about the 1 million. It was a disgraceful act on the part of Sani Pano, and because the party wanted to, have some public face, and I'm catching say on coffee. They did not even sack him. And then when it came to Ajay of the PPA, the president even suspended him even before prima facie case was leveled against him. The president suspended him, and he has eventually been sacked from office. So what are you talking about? The matter is still being investigated, and at the appropriate time, he will be dealt with if found to be culpable. This particular, even when you say President John Dramani Mahama a prosecutor or no Ankasa appointees, which appointee has he prosecuted? If you talk of Abuga Pele issue, I'm telling you, MPP and power, Abuga Pele will not carry conviction. They were in court dilly-dally in Numti until the MPP came and ensured that we got the prosecution, we will get conviction. So what you say? They should not, even Abuga Pele, the record shows that was in prison during the period of the MPP. And those people who were in cahoot with even Abuga Pele, no, why did they leave them out? The Volta regional minister then. So what you say? You did not prosecute your own. So, and I'm saying here, sir, and the greatest fight against corruption is not about even prosecution. It's about the posture of leadership. If you have a laissez-faire attitude towards corruption, your appointees will be corrupt. And indeed, if you look at the demeanor, the laissez-faire attitude of John Dramani Mahama, it invites corruption. The history of John Dramani Mahama himself epitomizes corruption. So what I say? He epitomizes corruption. This is an individual that has disgraced this nation even at the international level. Look at the Airbus issue. To the extent that Airbus has to confess, say, omutua bribe in various countries in the world, including Ghana, using intermediaries.
Sami Jamfi say, we you know how Hamana da hone na mwa muntimi prosecute no.
Say unim say as president, sometimes immunities ne sa man. By the time ube investigate na wanye no kre no, then the period of immunity no na untimi prosecute no biom.
Okay.
So what you say,
George,
and in ending no on this matter of the MPP fight no, we are poised for action. We are poised to continue to rule this nation because the Ghanaian people know almost trust the MPP more than the NDC, and no amount of vilification on the part of the NDC and now Sami Jemfi or his ilks can sway the Ghanaian people from continuing to give almost support and confidence to the MPP.
George,
you see,
Sakasali of the MPP Natin and Canada, and George Nash of the NDC Nekase.
ADAKABRI, you see, I feel sad when I listen to even the president of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and my brother sitting here. When I listen to them, I feel very sad. You people, you are insulting Ghanaians. Who did Ghana for them? As if say Ghana for Yenimi Nyansa. I don't know why do you people think like that? And then a deeper na one can opposition. Then the one can Ghana for before we give you people the nod. ADAKABRI eti say can you see last 2 years, you see last 4 years in I don't think we will come and waste time and sit in this studio. ADAKABRI didn't call us to come and sit here to come and discuss what happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, or 20 years ago. So when we come and sit here, we begin to do references to the past. It means that it is normal today. It is an insult to the integrity of Ghanaians. No, you promised to fight corruption in this country. Ghanaians saw it. In some bank, no one can fight by that than Mahama Abresu. Then no one can. And then Pana one can't say Ghana for. You told us, say, Semwa Yantua Ba Mamuan Ba, Woyo Mexicano, and ya dear over to ya. You see, there is one thing Ghanaians are asking Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the MPP to do is that there are a lot of corruptions going on in this country. Ghanaians are hearing it. Prosecute one. ADAKABRI. I said just one. You understand? And the easiest and the simplest way to prosecute is to prosecute your opponent.
We are doing it.
And it is very simple for you to do. But Mahama started it. What you mean? Eden na mwanka 51 million Ghana cedis. Etiefu abutieme. Aya MPP for move say yenimi nyansa. They think we are fools. The list after MPP ba bemu from 2017. Yeka judgment debt asema ye 51 million. ADAKABRI. Ye bon hu nyumbo seka se corruption na 51 million Ghana cedis. Enye dollars. Na ye 51 Ghana cedis. Ene MPP abamba bemu the least judgment debt ni eswakura wo ma wonge tua ye 15 million dollars. Workers won't call shishi excavators. Now they want to compensate their party members with burning of excavators. When him say, when you burn an excavator illegally, it will raise judgment debt and it will cost this country. And they did it, and today the least we have paid in judgment debt is 50 million. 50 million excavators. And then you think Ghanaians we are fools. And then you have gone ahead to pay another 70 million judgment debt for the cancellation of valid power agreement meant for this country. You went to cancel it. And now Ghana yaboka 170 million Ghana cedis. Then you tell us you are not corrupt.
The address was traced.
Today you come and sit here and tell us you are not corrupt. 51 million. Why baku 8 AITMS judgment debt. Why baku 55 million. Afechi kude akwako je achedi. 70 million West Africa gas pipeline. Mwako chucha contract mu ena mwa fetini akoye baku jeje Kennedy. You call somebody say obi a corrupt. The most corrupt administration we have ever seen. Mama started prosecuting his own. Vic Hammer, just a mouth of word Oka Wanika will recording bar out. He was sacked. Bas Brandon, the minister will have to resign even though some retrieve part of the money, the minister will have to resign. We want to see some under this administration. This is what Ghanaians are asking for. We want to see. We want to see small.
It's a shame, say NDC for.
We want to see small. Chrononia dear kosu man we mono. Ghana we are seeing it. Into any year seen run in last 2 years, last 3 years. Then you come and sit here and be telling us. Well, if
you were campaigning,
bust 15 million contaminated fuel was sold to unexisting company.
And unexisting?
Yes.
On license. Not on unexisting.
It wasn't existing.
Wouldn't say the downstream. No. It is not unexisting.
They sold the.
It is not unexisting.
They sold it to the company.
That has always been the case.
Before the company was incorporated.
Before Alfred Obin, all the slopes have always been sold to unlicensed companies.
I never knew that Inframa and fuel.
What does that mean?
600,000 fuel. And evaporated.
What does that mean?
You said Inframa, it has evaporated into the air.
What is that?
In Chronoa Kosu Ghana Hano, Ghanaians, we are aware. So it is
what
not what
about?
You say, and Ebama Ghana for a then. Ministry of Trade at the presidency, $100,000 seat cash for seat. What has happened to it?
Live television.
The president of Ghana has become a clearing agent
you people even
to corruption. Why a clearing agent to corruption? Ghana Export Promotion Council CEO and the deputies was alleged to have shared money, taxpayers' money into their pocket. Near president here and say, Munko Trophy, I've sacked you, go and chop the money.
So final comment.
Renovation of Flagstaff House alone, also 100 million Ghana cedis. Why? Ghana Maritime Authority.
It was supposed to cost
Maritime Authority.
No, it was supposed to cost how much?
10 billion renovation.
Imagine this.
2 bedrooms. You had 10 billion and renovated 2 bedrooms. Premix fuel. Nipa Bakun Okwabroni, Elizabeth, Afolekwe. Any brother, no any brother, they no got two. They no got two. Ghana lose 200 million. My father comment and say, near Yakra national lotteries or corruption course. You see, ADAKABRI, Ghanaians, Yasuan, we know how it is. So what you come and tell us, we know that you people told us what we want to hear, but not what you are coming to do. So today, Ghanaians, we are disappointed. Ghanaians are highly disappointed in this nepotistic and this
my final comment. Who say politics there? Sometimes NDC my politics here time too much. Because nipa na okasa no ankasa usha ne dimi na utimi say unbelieving in what he's talking about. Odi a diet bi ba say on swear he will not do it because or say on kadie tiefuo be peno aka. When it comes to moral turpitude, I don't think say NDC has any moral right to come and talk about corruption. And to the sense say Sami Gemfi is telling the whole Ghana say until there is a regime change, you cannot have
up to now, Ghanaians don't know how.
But the fact of the matter is that the NDC who are busily talking about corruption and then it's almost say 2009 omo power. Omo did corruption as one of their weapons of coming to power. No, omo ba no. Who were they able to prosecute? Why more? And my final comment na me. Why na omo timi a prosecutor omo nya conviction. Omo ferry ade, and the same people are still saying say, I mean, the MPP is corrupt. Who in 2009 mu accuse you mukita bank accounts. Mukita bank accounts. Bank accounts.
Why
didn't you prosecute and got conviction?
Why did you sack Boacheja?
These are disgraceful people.
Why did you sack Boacheja?
Because of the fact that
why did MPP sack Boacheja?
Yafa Asida and Farmer Sakasalia of the MPP. Yeah, the Asida Swama, George Nash of the NDC. Now,